multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Welcome back, Oh shit! What the? Why am I double? God. 1 second, everyone. All right, can you guys still hear me? Oh fuck. All right, I might actually have to send the audience back to the beginning. Hold on. What the hell? Yeah. I don't know. Give me a second. All right. So if anyone is... Well, actually, give me a sec. Give me a second. All right. Because I managed to take this off right here. But I'm trying to see if I echo over here. Yeah. 1 second. No, but see, if I don't echo, the audience can't hear me. Oh, wait, they can. They can. All right.
Two of you.
Wait, you heard two of me?
Yeah, you were talking twice at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that's the replay. That's the replay.
Oh, okay.
I was just making sure that the audience could hit me because... could hear me because this stupid ass Windows it decided to update on me, and when it did, it reset every single one of my settings. So I had to literally within 10 minutes I had to try to get everything, and I guess OBS was turned up so it could it was picking up both what the OBS is and what my mic was doing, but let me just double make sure once again that it's working. I don't know, I can't hear it. Audience, could you hear us? Anyone, testing. Can you hear us? Okay, yeah, they can't hear us. All right, so once again, sorry about that to anyone, the one person out there right now. Man, I was so...
Thank you, welcome.
I was so pumped. I was like, yeah, let's get this going. And that's not picking up. I don't know why. But but I was like, let's get this going, everyone. And then all of a sudden, it was like, nope. It was... Of course. All right, I'll take the assumption that the audience could hear the voice pad, and if not, we'll figure it out later.
If you're watching the re-recording, skip to 5 minutes in.
Yeah, definitely, and you could blame Microsoft Windows for that. But what's it called?
Bill Gates on the toilet, taking a shit.
Yeah, so. I was actually had a good intro. I had something planned. I was going to come in strong. I was going to be like, man, welcome back. We had a week off, and what's it called? It was mainly a week off because me, the host, Guilty, got busy. Life being an adult. I was didn't get a day off, worked around the house as well as working at my job and helping out at my wife's job. And it made me realize while I was doing all that you know what? It's hard being an adult. You got to do adult stuff sometimes. So I started getting a bit nostalgic and thinking life was so much easier back then. So it also made me think, you know what? What if we have a nostalgia episode? We always go reminiscing about the older stuff here and there. So I said, hey, let's just pull out everything we have from basically the 90s to the early 2000s before Iron Man and stuff, like even including the early stuff of the MCU. But I don't think we have anyone on here older than the 80s or the 90s, right? Everyone's at least 90s and on.
Yeah.
No 80s. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
90s kids. All 90s
All right.
I know these kids.
Well, that's good. That's good.
90s.
So
32 years old here.
So we have the usual suspects, of course. Let's see who we got. We got a full panel, actually. We got Johnny Joestar. Welcome back, man. What is going on with you?
Oh, nothing, man. Thank you for having me again. Just I had a really long day at work, so like I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit tired, but I'm definitely excited about talking about the good old days. I've been posting it all over the place. Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. So definitely for those people who are here or hopefully will be here, they can chat it up with us about the good old days as well. So yeah.
Definitely,
What was that?
definitely. Oh, Windows being Windows again. Not letting me do shit. What about you, JT? How have you been, man? Welcome back.
Thank you. It's glad to be back. I had a long week this past week, but I'm here. I love this topic about nostalgia. I mean, going back to when we were kids, we don't have to do adult stuff like paying taxes. We can eat ice cream and watching scary movies and watching some like old school cartoons when it was before Disney Channel, Cartoon Network before, and old Nickelodeon, but now it's just trash on TV. But I'm glad we're going to talk about old Marvel stuff. So yeah, let's go.
Man, loose cannon. I'm telling you guys, this guy's like so chill and relaxed, and all of a sudden he just starts like going off with. Who let him out? Who let him out? But nice to have you again.
I'm sorry.
Who let the Josh
And
out?
I could hear another returning panel member, of course. How you doing today, Miss Cap?
Hello. Oh, yeah, I'm here. It's been a good week. It's going to be a very tiring week for me as I go back to work. But that is fine. It's going to be great. And, we started out strong. So glad I'm here, and I'm glad to talk about some things that feel nostalgic.
Definitely.
I'm sorry I let Josh out of his cage.
Yeah, you might have to reel him back in because he came in. He sounded like he was gonna be like, "Oh, I'm so excited," and then he's like, "No, this shit's trash. This."
Sound boy.
And of course, we have Slucius is actually joining us today. What is up, Slucius, man? How you doing? Are you ready for this episode? Slucius? Ah, Windows got him too. Windows got him too.
Oh, it shows that he's on. Where is he?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's an off
on
day,
mute.
man.
He went away.
He
And he's
disappeared.
gone.
They got him. The headset Microsoft.
He'll come back on here.
The headset Microsoft got him. They said they're trash talking Windows. Luckily, it was him and not me. But we'll skip over him for right now, and we'll go over and have, of course, last but not least, the greatest co-host of any Marvel podcast. Not to toot our own horn, but I believe he's the greatest co-host, Mr. Oyman. How you doing?
More like I'm the co-host of the greatest Marvel.
I mean, there are some pretty good ones out there. I hope
Yes,
we could.
but we're the best. We will be number one before too long.
Okay, Megatron or whatever.
Anyway,
Wah, wah.
that's how we become number one with impression.
It's Morbin time. That's what it is.
Not this again. Already, man.
Out until just now.
All right, to the back.
Don't bring that in.
Settle down. Let's go.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing really well. I'm excited to be back. We've been away for a little while. I'm not gonna be on every week for the next month or so, but I'll try to come in here and there. But,
Hopefully you could get
yeah,
on. Hopefully you could get on the ones that actually work. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
All I gotta do is leave, and then it'll start working.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe it's you. I have a feeling it's Lucius though.
Probably
One
is.
episode he comes back and shit hits the fan, man. We can't get settings right. We can't.
I'm looking at the messages Monday, August 1st. Slucious, mic blew out. Phone is broke.
I don't know how
That was 2
his
Mondays
phone.
ago.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's him. He's bringing the bad luck.
Man.
Oh, Coleman.
Whoa. Can I ask a question though? Where did you get that picture with like X-Men, Spider-Man, Captain America, and like Fantastic Four?
Google,
What
man.
is that from? No, but I'm just saying, like, what series was
Oh,
that? Was
that's
that
from the
Spider-Man
yeah,
series?
that was from the Spider-Man one.
Okay. I was like, that looks so familiar. Oh my god, going back to it.
Spider-Man and his amazing friend.
I really wish they would just finish that series. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem, man. But yeah, no. So I brought up the board as
He was
as
just
we
getting
mentioned.
to the topic.
Yeah. So of course, we have some news, not super exciting stuff. Just a quick couple of things here and there. Like what's it called? The first one, we're actually gonna change it up a little bit because we knew that they were gonna be during D23. There was gonna be like a bunch of Marvel stuff due to Disney, of course. So Friday was gonna be like the comic stuff. Saturday they were gonna have that and the Disney Plus panels for Marvel and Star Wars and everything like that. So, but just today they announced that on September 9th they're actually gonna do a Disney and Marvel showcase. I guess to do some of the bad news, not for me, but Marvel's Midnight Sun game got delayed to Q1 of 2023. Again, no biggie in my opinion, because I wasn't really looking forward to that game. But I know there were some people that were. So hopefully you got some other stuff to tide you over. I know I do. But on the games section, it's Marvel's gonna have a game showcase, or at least part of a. Sharing the stage with Disney, and they're going to announce some new games set in the Marvel universe. Give us a look. They did confirm they were going to give us a look at, I think it was Amy Hennig and Skydance who were doing a Marvel ensemble property, and they said they're probably going to reveal that there. So there's some interesting stuff to look forward to. I don't expect us to get news on like Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. Because they mentioned a bunch of titles and that was not in it, and I kind of already expected that personally, because I feel like that's something that Sony's gonna show on their PlayStation showcase. So they show something at D23 that what's Sony gonna show when they have their own stuff for their PlayStation brand. But we are gonna get some other types of announcements and stuff like that, and one could hope that the Insomniac games do show up. But I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. Mr. Joestar, you sounded like you were gonna say something.
Oh yeah, like so is the Marvel's Midnight Suns? What kind of a game is that? Wasn't that like a card game or something like that?
Kind of. It's an XCOM
turn-based?
strategy time game where
Ugh,
yeah,
lame.
but again, there's some people that were into that, so I thought I'd give them a heads up if they didn't already see
Yeah.
it. But
It was a video game.
They just got to bring back like Marvel Ultimate Alliance again, like the fourth one, like make another one. Because the third one was actually pretty good. I don't know if you guys ever played it. It's only on the Nintendo though, but it was actually pretty decent. I do like the original one though. So sorry, go ahead.
give me 1 second. I'm trying to move a setting real quick. Where is this bullshit? Let's see if
I guess Clyde likes those games too.
Hold on, let me see. I don't think that
Okay,
worked. I don't
well.
think that worked. Whatever I was doing, it probably didn't work because it didn't show up over here. You know what? Actually, I could probably do this. So, Mr. Oyman, you don't have a gaming system, I presume, so you probably don't care.
Beep 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 beep. Old music.
But I will say though, like I mean, I am a huge collector, and I have like rebought a lot of the old school games because I have like the Game Boy Advance, the SP, and I have like the
Yeah.
Micro. I have the micro one, and like I remember, what was it? Movie Trading Company is like a buy get one or buy two get one free or something like that, and whichever is the cheapest one you get for free. And I went like on a bender, and this was like a while back, but I still have them all. Like I have like Spider-Man, I have Daredevil, I have a Ghost Rider one, Fantastic Four, like the movie one with like
Yeah.
what's
Oh,
it?
yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So like, yeah.
So let's
good.
let's
It's
just
good
get through the news real quick, cause yeah, I know that once we go down there, we're gonna just keep going. It's gonna be like Pandora's box. But
Hurry up!
Oh, yeah. Get to the news.
so in
Stop
other
the
news
news off
too,
so we can talk nostalgia.
Damon Lindelof calls out the MCU. I don't know if you guys saw that. The guy from Lost and that. No, but what he said does. I only put it up there because it does bring something that we've all kind of been saying, but never phrased it kind of like that. Everybody just calls it Marvel fatigue, this and that. But it's more like hype going down is what he was going on. He's not saying that they're bad and people are getting fatigued because they're bad. He's just saying that with there being so many projects, it kind of makes it hard to, because you could still be excited, but the specialness of them, he specifically mentioned the specialness of them kind of starts getting watered down, I guess would be an easier way to say it. And do you guys agree with that? Because I personally, I feel like that's kind of like what we were saying. Like before, we were only getting 1 or 2 movies, so it felt like an event. It's like, man, it feels like we've gone forever since a new Marvel project. So the anticipation for it was like building up over months and months and months until you finally start getting like the final trailer and tickets go on sale now. So you're like, oh shit, here it comes next month. But I feel like now that they're having almost like one thing per month, or they're trying to get to it, I personally would agree with him that while I'm still excited for some of these projects, it does, I don't know, it just takes that little bit of extra anticipation out of it. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, it's straight up like watered down whiskey at a bar, bro. Like you paying like extra amount of money just for like watered down whiskey. Get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like it's one of those things where, I mean, yeah, he's completely right. We were all talking about it and we all agreed to it. I mean, the hype is just like, it's just a bit much, you know? We're just kind of like, oh, that's cool. I mean, but you know, we'll see how it goes.
Once the next Avengers movies come out, then the hype will get back to.
Well, yeah, but
whatever in a way.
that's again,
but that's a good minute.
That kind of
damn good-
proves his
that's-
point, though.
Every
'Cause-
3 years, a new Avengers movie comes out. All the movies in between didn't get that much hype.
well, I mean, you still got hype for like Captain America and Iron Man and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that again, that's because we were getting 2 Marvel projects at a time, so it made even the smaller stuff seem more hype. I mean, I know I still got hyped for like, let's say Ant-Man and the Wasp or something like that. Of course, there's some projects that we didn't care for, but there was still a different feel. Right now, it just feels like, oh yeah, that new Doctor Strange movie comes out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out. That looks fun. But you gotta admit, it just doesn't have that same type of feel as it used to when we were getting 1, 2, at most 3 projects a year.
Remember Iron Man 2? That was the one movie that year that like to get hyped for, and I like
mean,
Iron Man 2. But
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
that's
I
what
mean,
I'm
I was
saying.
hyped for,
Like
Spider-Man 2 though.
like all of
Spider-Man
those.
3 was the best example. I was hyped
Yeah.
for that over a year in advance, waiting over a
Yep.
fucking year for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then it turned
Spider-Man
out the
2.
way it did.
Oh,
Wait, what?
well, we're talking
No,
about
Well,
I was talking about Spider-Man 3.
MCU
Oh.
Spider-Man 3
Oh.
or
I was hyped
or
for Spider-Man 3.
Bully
It's
Maguire.
like no other movie.
Oh.
Yeah, Bully Maguire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, but
Spider-Man
what I'm saying
2.
is you mentioned the Avengers movie though, and those kind of get a different feel when it comes to the hype levels and such like that. Only
Just
because
building to that again.
yeah, but by the time we get that one, it would be like almost 7 or so years
3
since we
movies
had.
later.
Yeah, but we literally would have gone from 2019 till 2025 without an Avengers movie. So that's kind of a unique case.
Yeah.
But everything else, shows or anything like that, I could never put my finger on it because I was hyped, but it contradicted. I was hyped, but not super hyped. So I kind of did start thinking like, oh yeah, Phase 4 may be Marvel fatigue, but I guess I'm not necessarily fatigued from it, but this guy kind of put it in better words, what we're all kind of feeling, I would say.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the silver lining, right? I do agree with him in terms of Marvel's hypeness is down, but I am looking forward to the new Daredevil show next year because Netflix did a great job at the source material, and so that's the only project I am looking forward to is Daredevil Born Again, and I mean like there's many other projects, but that's one in particular. 18 episodes, 1 episode a week, 4 months of this brutality and content. Dude, it's crazy. But yeah, I agree with Tim. Like, the hypeness of Marvel was kind of slowly dimming. No, it's kind of like a dim light, so to speak. Like the bulb is slowly dead, but not dead yet. That's how Marvel is doing Phase 4.
It's burning out.
Burning,
yeah.
yes, exactly right.
I was like, oh, it's burning out then? Man, I'm glad you didn't like tear it up even more than that. Like,
Yeah,
thought you were
no,
gonna be
I was
like,
expecting to be like,
fuck those guys.
yeah,
You
like,
know,
stop
okay,
bringing
well,
out all
you know,
this BS.
okay, Josh.
Oh man, oh I feel so bad. The sound pad I don't think was working, so I had to close it down. Well, I'll have to fix it for next episode. I want to keep pressing buttons, especially when Josh is going out off, and I'm like, damn, I don't have anything. It makes a huge difference. At least to me, it does. But other news, of course, Disney Plus shows get some set leak photos. Nothing too exciting from like Loki season 2. It just shows him and Sylvie at a McDonald's. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. See, that's where my cheering would have come in. Sarcastic cheering. But I guess we'll have to do it ourselves. Wow. But let's, other than that, we did get some interesting tidbits from Ironheart, though. As you could see on the screen with our beautiful bulletin board that has a CRT TV filter on top of it to make it like that weird like blue and red yellow look to it. The Ironheart armor, at least the first mark it looks like, that she'll be using in the show kind of leaked, and it looks pretty cool, honestly. It looks like almost like a Gundam in my opinion. But we also got confirmation that one of the other actors, he's going to be playing the Hood. And then some BS stuff potentially coming out of that too, like Agatha training him. But I don't know how reliable that specific rumor is. So I'm not going to go too deep into it. But did y'all see the Ironheart costume?
Samus the movie? What is that? That's what Clyde wrote. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Kyle,
well, her costume does look like a little bit like Samus. I could see where he's coming from.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like fucking.
And it's not a movie citing supply. It's a show.
Well, she might have it in the Wakanda Forever, so that's why they're saying it's like Samus.
I don't know what she looked like. She was building in the Wakanda Forever trailer looked a little bit more rough than that.
Oh, well, maybe. Well, so do you think the pictures from her show coming up, like they're filming it already?
Yeah, that's for her show. They started filming not too long ago, and I guess they finally got the actual suit into some of the shots. But in other news involving Marvel shows and actors and such like that is Marvel actors kind of are jumping the gun a bit and letting potential projects leak, but I honestly think like Rosario Dawson and Pat Oswalt just need to stop talking on these type of rumors before something's actually announced, because a lot of it is some of these actors aren't 100% up to date. Like Pat Oswalt is like, yeah, we're working on Eternals 2, it's announced, right? And everyone's like, nah, but for all he knows, he could just be showing up in a different movie with the Eternals. Like Rosario Dawson straight up admitted, she's like, oh, no, I was talking to some of my fans, and they made it really sound like Punisher was confirmed to be coming as a Disney Plus himself on his own show, and I was hoping that I could get onto it, but I find out that I actually was talking out of my ass. But do you guys think these are just PR spins, or do you guys actually think that these projects are actually potentially being made?
Nope.
Well, remind us what they were.
Again, Pat Oswalt is like, did we
He
announce
said there's gonna be
Eternals 2?
Eternals 2.
And he's like,
so
because we've been
he probably
filming
knew
something.
that he was in it, obviously.
Yeah, but do you think he's, again, jumping the gun and assuming just because he came back to record some lines on Pip the Troll, that means that it's its own movie, or is it a cameo somewhere else, or...
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I think he thought that they announced Eternals 2 at Comic-Con, and they didn't. They were saving that for D23. It's going to be called Celestials, though.
Oh shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, at that point, it's really...
Possibly. They could change that, but as of now.
Yeah.
That's why they trademarked that title. So, I mean, he could be showing up in something else. I'm pretty sure that Eternal sequel is going to happen, but it's called Celestials something. Like, it has another subtitle. And obviously they got him and what's his name, Harry Styles, for what? So
at that point, though, is it really an Eternals movie?
Yeah,
it
I know.
might deal with
get
other
hyped.
Stuff. Yeah,
Harry
I guess
Styles from One Direction is gonna play Thanos' brother.
Yeah, I wonder where they're gonna go with that. To go with the Celestial
maybe they'll put him
name.
on a TV show. They should just do that. Just make a Titans TV show about the Titan race.
Oh, I could see that. That'd be kind of cool, and it'd probably be
so
better.
I think,
the money, though. But the money.
The money. So I think here's what I think. I feel like this is a PR stunt because I think Marvel says, okay,
Test
a
the
lot
waters.
of people aren't hype for Phase 4, right? So we're going to, hey, actors, kind of like talk about future projects that may or may not happen, and let us as like viewers talk about it. Like, oh no, is it going to be Eternals 2? Hopefully it's better than the first one. I don't know. The Punisher was really good. Hopefully it comes back to Disney Plus. Maybe the Punisher might be in the Daredevil series. Who knows? See? And now from that point on, you go start like the hype train. So that's exactly what they're doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but is it really that, or just unintentional? Because even then, also on the same place where Rosario Dawson was talking about Punisher and all that. What's his name? I always forget his name. The guy from Breaking Bad and Mandalorian, the bad guy, Gustavo Fring. He was also talking about how he's had meetings with Marvel, and he's like, yeah, and they Marvel, we've been talking about maybe Professor X or Magneto, Doctor Doom, Mr. Freeze, and I'm like, whoa, take a step, Mr. Freeze, that's DC. So obviously, it looks like these actors might not be 100% knowing what they're talking about. Like, they got a general gist of an idea, but I think some of it is just them kind of, I wouldn't say talking out of their ass, but talking about stuff they don't know.
I mean, for the most part, man, like, for people that just, I mean, I really don't give a crap. I mean, they can talk whatever you want, unless it's actually sitting there saying, hey, we are going to come out with a trailer for this, and this is how it's going to look. Cool.
Yeah, but that shit spreads like wildfire, and then you got like 50 billion outlets spewing FUD just out there saying, like, Mr. Freeze confirmed in the MCU. Although honestly, the way the new Discovery Plus guy is treating DC and Warner Brothers over there, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy's like, Mr. Freeze, you go over to Marvel, we're letting you borrow.
For real.
I don't know what's going on over there on Camp DC. I feel sorry for him.
Oh, man.
I mean, I feel sorry for myself because I'm part of that crew too. But like, back to Marvel, where things are a little bit more not non-chaotic. But so we have also, well, I want to get y'all's opinion real quick. Nothing too long or whatever, but everybody got to watch that I Am Groot.
I Am Groot.
Yeah. Did y'all think that was fun, worth watching, or like, hey, you could skip it? Like,
this is how I was thinking about this earlier. This is how I would equate this whole quote unquote series. It's basically like when around Christmas time they have like a promotional tie-in with something where they have a character from a movie do little commercials in between the show you're watching, and it's literally like a minute long or something. That's basically what these were, but with like a great animation budget.
I could
Basically
agree.
commercials.
Yeah.
'Cause they were too short to have anything more to them than that's it.
Okay.
But I did like the one where he's like picking up stuff around the ship and then Rocket like falls.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
hole.
yeah.
What about you,
That
Miss
one was
Cap?
cute.
Did you enjoy them? Any standouts for you if you watched them?
Sorry, me?
Yeah. Did you get to watch that I Am
sorry.
Group?
Yeah, no. I kind of enjoyed them. They're kind of cute.
All right. Which one stood out to you?
I think when he was him making the family picture of all the guardians and
Yeah.
gathering little things for from each of them, and then ended up blowing like half the ship. I think that was I gotta like that. That was good.
I didn't even know that was out yet.
Yeah, but I'm with well, yeah, it's a fun watch. You could watch them in like I think they're each like 3 to 4 minutes, and there's only like
It's a
4
total
of them.
Oh, yeah.
of 15 minutes to watch all of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I feel
Skip the
like
You
credits.
can watch
even
them
though
in one
they
setting.
even though they are short, I feel like they should have been about close to 15 minutes each, because you just start like
At least I'm on YouTube.
yeah, like you just start kind of getting into it before the episode's over. It's like that one with
Yeah.
the little civilization that he finds underneath
Yeah.
the rock. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Should've
oh,
been a
he
few more minutes.
yeah, it literally they start attacking him real fast. He drops a leaf, and then they all worship him, and then they're gone. I just wish there would have taken it a little step further and had like a minute or two longer to have a little bit more fun with it. I feel like you just start having the fun, and then it's like, bam, over. Credits. Next one.
Yeah, that was my favorite episode. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you didn't watch it.
I did it. I just wanted to be included.
Well, you
It's
know
all
what
good,
you
man.
It's all
you know,
good.
you know what you could be included on? Finding yourself a new lawyer. I think now that Better Call Saul is
Oh,
gone,
God.
I think that you
God.
need to hire She-Hulk, attorney at law, because she is releasing
God.
this week on Thursday, August 18th.
Oh,
So
Oh no.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still on the fence that it don't look too good in my opinion, but I'm going in hoping that I end up enjoying it. I know that I'm capable of that. Mr. Oyman knows from this weekend that I am capable of going in with something like I'm not really feeling it, and then thinking it's very
yeah.
good. So
I told you,
Yeah.
Puta.
I'm hoping that the She-Hulk pulls something like that, where I'm not expecting much, not looking forward to it, and then it ends up being something that's like probably the best thing I've seen this year. So here's the hoping.
Look at
I don't see it happening, but we'll see. Who knows?
the
Let's.
clip they gave us before was so stupid.
I haven't. I've honestly. I've after after the ass up face down Hulk yoga one. I'm like I'm just gonna wait till I see everything in context, because
God.
I feel like
Yeah, I
whatever.
started
Yeah.
watching TV spots
Yeah.
and clips.
It
like,
started
I
a whole debate online, and honestly,
Ah,
I was
jeez.
just like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god!"
Clyde-
that
Clyde-
minute-long thing.
Yeah.
I don't even want to get into it.
And
Yeah.
Clyde
Yeah, it was
even
all
said
about the
like he was
stuff
calling
we
Saul.
talked
So yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
definitely.
ain't no way I'm calling She-Hulk over Saul though. Saul, Better Call Saul is freaking goat, man.
Yeah, you better call Saul.
Yeah,
Better Call
that-
Saul.
Don't call Jen. You better call Saul.
yeah, no. I don't want no Fiona representing me right here, because then Shrek
mean,
and Donkey
it's a-
will come. Donkey.
I normally call it Texas Lawhawk. Yeah, he's a good one.
Oh, what about Jim Adler, Texas Hammer?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's exactly it. Jim.
Anyone not from
Yeah.
Texas is gonna be like, "What the hell are these people
Yeah,
talking
no.
about?" But what's it
No,
called?
I think speaking of She-Hulk, for me, it's gonna be a like bad comedy. Like it's gonna be so bad, but you're sitting there like eating your popcorn, like drinking some drink or whatever. Then you're like, oh, okay, so, this is interesting. Really? Okay, okay. So she will get the guy, like he'll go to jail, but then She-Hulk was like, no. So I don't know. I would personally, I will enjoy it. Okay, I will enjoy the show just because the acting is gonna be so bad. The script is gonna be so bad.
Jeez.
The director is gonna
You're
be
sounding
so
so
bad.
confident
I'm like,
in this.
Damn.
this thing.
Okay. Tug on the leash. Tug on the leash.
Yeah, put him back in the cage. Mad dog out here, and he started. See, that's JT right there. He starts saying like something that makes you think he's just gonna be chill. He was like, he was like, you know,
Turns it around on ya.
I'm gonna go in, okay, but this shit is trash. It's just out of nowhere. He snuck in Trojan horse style, but no, yeah, like I said, let's hope for the best. We'll see Thursday. We'll kind of get a good feel of what to expect with one whole episode, because they're only doing one, right, Mr. Oyman, not two.
Yeah, but believe it's just one. And remember, all Disney Plus shows always have the first episode as like one of the best, and then it goes downhill for a lot of people.
Well, let's see where it goes though, but we will get a good feel of it. I did hear that each episode is going to have an after credits scene, so I would recommend staying for all of them after the credits and see if that rumor was true. But with that being said, and I guess there's one more little piece of news. So who wants to go and work themselves to death? Because it sounds like, based on rumors, that there are some credibilities that the VFX teams might actually have their prayers heard, and they don't have to worry about Disney and Marvel anymore. It seems like they're potentially going to be opening up an in-house VFX crew. So if you love slave labor and love going and working on 25 different projects in 2 years and getting worked overtime crunch culture, I feel like Marvel and Disney, they have just a job just for you.
Oh man.
You're gonna go apply, right, Mr. Oyman?
Yes.
Okay. Well, but let's hope that this allows them to treat the VFX teams and such like that better. Because when you think about it, if it does end up being true and they do have one in house, then that just means that they don't have to be as secretive and wait till the last moment to give them the project. They could start giving them the projects in
that's
advance, because they
more time to work on it.
Yeah, because they're not going to have to worry about one of the random contractors leaking some stuff out, because they're all going to be under surveillance by the House of Mouse. And what's it called? On top of that, it at least, if it's all coming from one team, I think we could all agree that at least it's going to be more consistent. So it's either going to be all the same terribleness, or it's going to be all really good, but there's not going to be like 5 different teams working on it. So one shot looks like photorealistic, beautiful, and then the next shot you have floating Zoom call.
Finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Floating Zoom
And then,
call.
and then Mickey Mouse comes in and he doesn't like it, and he's like, "Oh, do it all over again, motherfucker!"
If any company can afford its own in-house VFX team, it's Disney. So
Oh, yeah.
expect a lot of people to be yeah.
But I bet like you could hear like the sighs of relief over at like everyone else, because I kept reading articles that said
Put your headphones. Somebody else take over.
Oh, okay. I read articles that were like, oh yeah, what's it called? We got depressed from seeing all those projects because we know they're probably going to end up on our doorsteps and such like that. So we'll see where it goes from there. But with that being said, I think we could just move on from the news and jump straight into the only topic, the Marvel nostalgia. Let's go take a trip down memory lane. Who's coming with me? All right.
Let's go.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
the
here.
Kool-Aid Man, baby. The Kool-Aid Man.
So let's start off with TV shows. I mean, I got a big list right here. So we'll let me just name a few and see if anyone it jogs anyone's memory. The 90s Spider-Man show, the 90s Iron Man show, the 90s Hulk cartoon show, X-Men.
Remember that one?
You don't?
No,
Or
I
you
do
do?
remember. I'm saying I remember.
Oh,
that one.
okay. The
Yeah.
X-Men 90s, of
Favorite.
course, the 90s Fantastic Four, and it all accumulated basically on that picture that Mr. Johnny Joestar was like mouth-watering over. And of course, then there was also Spider-Man Unlimited, and moving past the 90s, you had stuff like X-Men Evolution, Spectacular
Ooh, yeah.
Spider-Man, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, The Avengers, and like straight to DVD movies like Hulk versus Wolverine and Hulk versus Thor. So, Mr. Johnny Joestar, which one of those are like out of that list? What was the ones that made your like threw you back in time? Like, oh man, I remember that one the most.
All of them.
All of them.
Well, you have to understand, like, I mean, I have literally seen everything that you just named off, like, I have seen. The only thing is, it's like, I don't really remember as much of, like, the Fantastic Four. But other than that, like, I did see the rest. I remember, like, the Iron Man one. I can't really remember about Captain America, though. I know that, like, Captain America did show up, like, in one of the episodes of the 90s X-Men where Wolverine was like back in World War II,
Yeah.
and like he didn't even have his claws then, and then like he met up with Cap to like defeat somebody from Hydra or whatever, Red Skull. I can't remember. It's been a minute, but definitely a lot of that stuff kind of remember. Oh, but I will say though, one of the other ones that like just brings me back though is like that X-Men Evolution. Because it was so
Yeah.
good. They actually did it pretty well where it's like teens. At that moment, like I was getting in there. Like I was like, teenage years, let's fucking do it. Like, but it's good stuff, man. Like there were so many shows. Like even the Incredible Hulk, like the Incredible Hulk was so good. And the animations on the intro of the Incredible Hulk were always like so amazing. But yeah, that's all of them. All of them. Every single one.
What about
There
you,
you go.
Miss Cap? Did you happen to see any of these?
I was on the younger side of this, so I didn't. None of the early '90s stuff. I didn't watch until like later on, until
but
like
Reruns.
Yeah.
I mean, I was either not born or just about to be born when most of these aired. It wasn't till like
I feel so old.
yeah.
Oh god.
No, I was over
Jesus.
like all the 90s ones came out like 92, 94, 96 time frame.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was literally just like either not born or
Yeah.
taking baby steps. So I didn't see most of these till I was at least like 3 or 4, and we're getting close to the that 2000s time frame. But I know Fox Kids and all these other channels were showing reruns, and I made sure
Yeah.
my ass was up early crack of dawn. I hated waking up for school, but Saturday mornings I woke up even earlier than I would for school just to catch the superhero cartoons and stuff like
That's
that,
the
like
thing,
even
I-
like Mucha Lucha and all that good stuff.
Oh man.
Oh, Mucha
Oh my
Lucha. Mucha Lucha. Mucha
That's the
Lucha.
thing, though. I did not watch any of the Marvel like animated shows. I have to do this confession before we get into this. I did not watch them.
Where's my
I
soundboard?
know. I'm
Man,
sorry.
I bet
no,
I
well,
watched-
hey, the
I
best
bet I know
part.
what you
all
could
the
have watched.
DC ones, and I felt so it was like the only ones I knew. So I watched all the DC ones, and they were like the best, like Static Shock and everything. Like that was I was
Oh,
like,
man.
with.
But hey,
That's what
hey,
I was obsessed with at the time.
well
Like,
now
but I literally did not watch any of the Marvel.
I will say this
the Marvel animated
as a
shows.
catch-22 type thing though. You at least now with Disney Plus and stuff, all of these are basically
I
on
can
Disney
watch
Plus.
them.
You
I
could watch
know.
them without waiting a week to find
really
out
cool.
if Spider-Man will be
There's a
able
lot
to
I
get
didn't
out of that. But I will say, again, catch-22. If you didn't watch them when you were younger and you don't got that nostalgia thing, some of it might be a little bit cheesy. It's still really good, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
some of it might be
Yeah.
like, oh man, some of those voices here and there, you're like they were not all of the characters, but some of them you're like they were phoning it in that day. But
Yeah.
but no, and- hey,
22 would be a good boy band.
Okay.
Sounds like that'd be the name
Okay.
of the boy band,
Gee.
Catch 22.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know where that came from, but
Let me see.
All right.
You said here's the Catch 22. There's like so many artists whose name is Catch 22. I wonder
yeah,
which is the OG.
they probably should have given them a movie instead of the Eternals. But I digress.
Going back down memory lane.
But
Wow.
You don't
but
want to remember that one though.
Here's the Catch 23.
Wow.
all right, JT. So those heroes, which one of those that I read off that you did see, which one was your least favorite?
I don't have a least favorite, but I did watch the '90s Spider-Man. Just the way like Peter Parker and also Spider-Man kind of. I don't know. I feel like that show was really cool in terms of like the character development of Mary Jane, of Aunt May, of Peter. Of him becoming Spider-Man, and also I think at the end of the series we show like Madam Web and how he has to go travel back in time, and we got Venom, and I don't know, just like all these like cool characters from that '90s Spider-Man show, which I really, really enjoyed. I didn't watch any of the X-Men.
Oh man.
I know I should have, but I didn't. I only saw the '90s Spider-Man show. But I am a
Honestly-
big movie guy, so when we talk about movies, I'll be like hands down all
Everybody-
into that. But
Everybody goes on about the X-Men one and the theme song, which does go hard. But I don't know. That Spider-Man, for me as a kid, at least went harder. Both the theme song and the show itself.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that one? It was like,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
You know, these shows didn't go as hard on
Oh,
What were you saying, Mr. Oyman?
Never mind.
Say it. Finish it. Finish it.
To finish it. Well, okay, so y'all are going on about how great these shows were, and they were great. Don't get me wrong, but they got nothing on what I watched before any of these Marvel movies even came out. I grew up on Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, 1967. Holy shit!
Oh.
So bad. So I seen some shit y'all would never even know that. So basically, they adapted the original Spider-Man and Fantastic Four comics into cartoon form, but they had like Hanna-Barbera 1960s animation budget, so it was like, what the hell is going on? These guys are just standing around. Like the animation was so funny, but it just like it doesn't get more nostalgic than that. Music from those shows.
Man, I remember that the Spider-Man one though. Where's Billy?
Spider-Man one is nut shit.
And then you got the lizard
I'm sorry.
doing
whoever's
some
listening
tongue
to this
weird
audio.
stuff.
Oh my gosh.
What's that?
That's Billy.
Whoever's listening to this audio, just listen to us trying to hum.
Oh yeah,
these,
no, we're-
tunes.
Oh, that's
it's like
okay.
playing charades but with music for theme songs.
Exactly.
Oh man, but that's the best part. That's all the terrible nostalgia, like I guess cringe type shit is what
It's
makes
so
it fun.
cringe,
But
it holds up so well. It's
all right.
classic. It's like Saturday morning cold cereal in a bowl cringe. Like just what the hell?
Yeah.
but out of the list
Not
that I mentioned, Mr. Oyman, if you had to choose only one and the rest would go, what would you choose?
No. Of the
Only
90s
one.
Ones?
Yeah, there could only be one.
Jeez, Spider-Man was good. Probably if I had to keep only one, I'd have to go with Hulk because that's the one I watched the most growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, out of the blue,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that one.
Because
It was-
I did watch some of the 90s Spider-Man and X-Men growing up. I've watched them more so now. But the Hulk cartoon from the 90s, like that was, to me, like
Yeah.
that was my introduction to the Hulk. I saw that
Yep.
before the like Ang Lee movie. I was
Yep.
like, oh my god, this dude's a beast.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then you see the Ang Lee movie and you see how
Makes me want to pick Spider-Man.
it's like, no man, now we got
But-
Shrek.
That intro was that intro was so good though. Like the first scene is like you just see him and his face starts to crack and his eyeballs like sink in with like green. I was like, yeah, he's pissed. Yeah,
We always go.
Yeah.
Hulk.
Well, I mean, all of these, what's it called? All of these, well, it just they don't make them like that anymore. We sound like old farts, or like
Yeah.
these
Don't
new
make 'em like they
intros.
used to.
They just
But-
feel like they're okay,
That's what
but
my dad felt about the '90s cartoons. He was like, these are shit. They're nothing like what I grew up with.
yeah,
And
but
and
when
now we're doing the exact same thing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's like
Yeah.
nah, like those '90 ones, they were the right amount of edgy and just cool. It would make you want to like spill your milk from your cereal bowl out from just like yeah, let's go, let's do this. It's Spider-Man time.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know who else showed up in the '90s cartoon, and he's even in the intro, Mr. Orman? Your favorite? It's Morbin time.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember the
I remember that.
Morbius Spider-Man '90s cartoon episode. That was my introduction to Morbius.
Yeah, me too.
Right
Me
up
too.
Yeah.
You know what was
Yep.
my favorite though?
And it
the
was
one
better.
about the sick kid that was dying. Oh my god, that was funny. That was so crazy. Did not realize that until I grew up. Until I grew up, I realized that kid was dying. I was like, why did Peter Parker just show his face to that chick? And like, I didn't read the sign. And then like later on, somebody was like, I re-saw that episode. And I was like, holy shit, that she's gonna die. Like, I'm gonna remember you for the rest of my life. It's like, yeah, it's not gonna be that long. It's probably gonna be in a couple of months. Congratulations.
Damn.
Damn, that's dark.
Was that too much? Was
Imagine
that too
if
much?
Spider-Man said that to her. I remember.
I mean, she said that. She said that to him. She looked at her, she's like, "Oh my gosh, Peter
No, no.
Parker! I would have never guessed it.
That-
I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my
no,
life."
but that's
Like,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like Peter Parker just turns around and is like, "That's why I showed you, because it's not gonna be long."
You're dead, chick. You're dead.
Oh,
That's like a
God.
guaranteed. That's a guaranteed secret. You're taking that shit to your grave. You're gonna get it. Okay, you're gonna get that. But then again, though, you know, be the worst thing though is like on her deathbed, like right as before she goes, she just says, "Peter Parker's Spider-Man," and then bam, like she totally screwed his ass over.
Not even that.
But she didn't. She
Imagine
could have
if,
gone out with a champ though.
imagine if Spider-Man, like, periodically, she just looks out the window and he's like got binoculars from afar and he's just making sure she's not talking. Until the day she died, he goes in through the window and like checks for a pulse and makes sure. He's like, yeah, gotta make sure.
I probably shouldn't have told her. I was like, yeah. Well,
He goes
Oh,
to
my
Doctor
God.
Strange and makes everyone forget because she told everyone that he
oh my god.
screwed it all up.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Oh, but like, do you guys remember? Like, but see, that was the thing about these shows, the fact that like each one came out in its time, and like around that time it was like PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2
Yes.
was like a little bit later, which then like they made the adaptation of that show into a game,
Yes.
which
I think it was
those
hard,
were
man.
oh yeah, it was,
was
but oh my
challenging.
gosh, so good, so good. Now if you play it now, like I will say like it sucks ass, but you know even the movies like with Tobey Maguire and stuff like that, oh dude, those
you-
games were
I was actually
so
gonna
damn good.
segue. Perfect segue. I was gonna actually segue into that. Like, I was gonna be like,
Oh.
did y'all play the PS1 like early days
Yeah.
of PC
Yeah.
Spider-Man one? Because you're talking about the one where like, was it the intro or the ending that you have like Punisher, the Thing, Spider-Man, and like Captain America all playing poker in a table, and what's it called and the main game, like, you couldn't touch the floor. You had like the city was foggy
Yes,
or something.
that was
You're talking
yeah,
about that
it
one?
was it was the first one. Yeah, it was the first one.
Yeah, no, I mean that brings me back, man. I love the
Yeah.
crap out of that. I would play it all the time till the point where I unlocked everything, like all the suits and everything like that. I just thought they were so cool. You
Yep.
could even
Yeah.
what's it called? Look at the stats, and they give you like a brief history of when that suit first came out, and
Yeah.
it was really cool. It was really
Yep.
cool.
Mm.
But out of the other Spider-Man games from the PS1, PS2 era, because there was the sequel to that one.
Oh,
And then-
Spider-Man on the
There
Xbox.
was.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Which one?
The Spider-Man Raimi one.
Oh, the
that came
Raimi
out
one?
on the Xbox
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my favorite.
That-
Spider-Man
yeah, that-
game.
Well, did you play the Ultimate Spider-Man one? The one that was
Ultimate
like
Spider-Man, I played that later, but the first Spider-Man game I ever played was Spider-Man Sam Raimi game on the Xbox One, or the first Xbox.
the first Xbox. So the Xbox One is
Okay.
different.
Xbox 2, Xbox 3. Xbox
But no, I used to love those. I did play the second one. I played the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
I didn't play the third one.
But you thought that one was better than the Ultimate Spider-Man one?
I'm just saying that's the one that like I played when I
Oh,
was
okay.
younger. A lot of the other games I played later, but the only one
Mm.
that I ever played growing up was the Xbox one. I played it at my friend's house, but I got to play it for a long time. Full game.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, those
You
were
know
fun.
what?
Oh, and the X-Men arcade games. Those were good.
Oh, yeah,
I was
Marvel
about
vs.
to just say
Capcom
that.
2,
That was my-
Marvel
that was
vs.
my
You
intro
took
to-
it.
Capcom
that was
versus X-Men.
my intro into X-Men.
Oh, man.
Well, see, like, oh my god, I feel so fucking old. Cause, like, okay, so you guys are talking about even like PlayStation 1. Like, I had a Sega Genesis, like, and
Ooh.
I actually had a Nintendo, and
was-
it was crazy.
That was the
But
first console I got to
Okay.
play, the Sega Genesis. Played like Maximum
Yeah.
Carnage on it, Shinobi 3.
Yeah, but they had like my favorite X-Men game, which was like the very first time I ever played an X-Men game at all. Other than those like little weird, do you guys remember those? Like there were like, little handhelds, but it was like a picture, and it was all in black and gray, and
Oh,
like,
like
it just
the-
kind of like it was
Yeah.
an image.
The little
it was like an
the
image.
little tiger devices, I think they were called.
Yeah. Like super old school. Like I played those, but like I did play on the Sega Genesis. It was the I think they called it the Attack of the Clones or something like that. The X-Men Attack of the Clones. I'm not shitting you, but that one it was, but it was so cool because like you could actually play as like Wolverine, Gambit, Nightcrawler. Once you beat the game, you could play as Magneto. They also had like Psylocke and I forgot who else. Oh, Beast. But what was so cool was like if you even had what's his name? Nightcrawler, like you can just teleport through walls
Yep.
and shit, and it was just so freaking cool, man. But yeah, I've played like so many games, man. Like it's crazy. Cause like even then, like, have you guys ever played the Incredible Hulk on the PlayStation 2? That was like the best.
I think so.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
that was the first one
Played
where
Hulk
you.
games.
which one? The
Oh, what?
Ultimate Destruction or the movie one?
No, Ultimate Destruction.
Oh,
I
okay.
played the movie one.
That's what I was gonna mention. It's like who remembers playing the tie-in games? Because there were most of those were trash.
Game like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Video game, or did you only show up on like Marvel vs. Capcom or something?
I know he was in Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm not sure if he had his own game back then.
Who?
Hulk.
Hulk.
Yeah.
He did have
You just
it.
said it. Marvel. It was a no. I'm sorry. You made me repeat that. It was Hulk. Ultimate Destruction.
But that was on like
PS2.
the PS2 GameCube era,
Oh, I
not
meant,
in
like,
the
earlier than
not
that.
in like
Was
the
that the first
8-bit.
one then?
Oh,
Yeah, like
actually,
old Hulk.
yes, there was. Crap. I can't use my phone because I'm using it to talk to you guys. But if anything, like I do remember that there was one. I think because it was also in the same time as like Spider-Man.
Featuring the Hulk.
Because like Spider-Man like had some on the Super Nintendo, and it was around that era.
Oh yeah, no
was in the
shit. There is one.
Yeah.
For the Sega Genesis. It was just called the
And
Incredible Hulk.
in the 90s.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was from the show,
Yeah,
right?
Okay, so that's what I was thinking of because I thought they maybe had one, but the
Yeah, and
one
then
in
when
the,
you-
like 2000s was the one I.
When you die, like your body goes back to being like a human or a Bruce Banner.
Yeah, and
That's
honestly,
That's
though,
funny.
Kind of.
with the movie tie-ins, did y'all play any of those? I know I did, but I don't know. If
Oh
Mr. Orr
hell
did.
yeah!
You
I
played
think I
it?
played Fantastic Four on the Game Boy.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
no, those
Never
are.
played on
Nice.
anything else.
No, I played Daredevil on the Game Boy, the movie one.
Yeah,
Movie
But
Game
what-
Boy games are always way different than the.
What about you?
they were.
What
They
about
were.
you, JT or Miss Cap? Did y'all happen to play any of those bad movie tie-ins?
Hate to be
Yeah,
like
actually,
that
I
again,
think
but I did not.
Yeah, but actually, I think I played the Spider-Man game for the PS2. I think, yeah, I used to have PS1. I didn't play a lot of. I played Spyro and everything, but not like superhero video games. But I remember my dad hooked me up for the PS2, and I got the Spider-Man game for it.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, but
And that game was hard. It was challenging.
I will say
And I watched.
those weren't the worst one though, because the Spider-Man ones that were on PS2 were actually pretty good. You
Oh
had like
hell yeah.
yeah, once they got onto like the PS3 and Xbox 360 era with like Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and all that, that's when it was.
Mhm.
Ooh man, those were
Yeah.
bad. Same with like the Thor game, that one was horrible. I kind of dug the Cap one. It wasn't very
Yep, I
good,
did.
but it was
I did.
it was more competent than the other one. The Iron Man
Yeah.
one had some cool suits, but it was terrible to
Repetitive.
control
Yeah.
and repetitive. But I will say, I find it weird, and I was talking to Slooshes the other day about this. It's like, your movie was bad when your video game adaptation somehow was actually good and
Better.
way better than you. Like Hulk 03.
Yeah.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep, Hulk 03 and X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh,
Those two
I loved
games,
it.
and maybe nostalgia for Hulk 03, because I remember that I played that game and I was
Wolverine
like,
game
oh shit, this movie's going to be so cool if it's anything like the game. And then I watched the movie and I'm like, oh no, what's going on? But, man, good thing Slucius is not here because he would have ripped my head off for saying that. But, no, X-Men
the
Origins
Hulk game or
Wolverine.
Yeah.
No, that one was dope. I remember that. I'm still trying to find it. I'm trying to track it down so I
You
could.
and I might have played it together once.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. It was violent. It was gory. The PS3
Yeah.
and Xbox 360 version though, because the PS2 one was not that great. The Uncaged edition they
What?
called it.
excuse me? Oh, you're talking about the movie based one. No.
Yeah. No, the
I'm
one
sorry.
where it's based on the Wolverine Origins movie. But
Oh, fuck me.
it was like super violent and super cool, and it had like a more cooler, fun story to play through than the actual movie itself.
Wait, are you talking about the X2 Wolverine Origin, or are you talking about Wolverine's Origin, the movie?
No, X-Men
No,
Origins
yeah,
Wolverine,
the movie,
like,
the Wolverine
game.
movie, the one.
Oh,
Based off
so-
the movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was okay. Yeah,
No, they-
I like the whole thing about the whole regeneration
Yeah,
thing.
I was gonna
how
say
like
the
half
regeneration
of his
was
face
cool.
blew off, and then like it just slowly starts to come back.
Yeah,
I
that
was
one.
like, that's pretty dope.
That was dope,
pretty
and
cool.
you could like tear people up, and you
Yep.
finally got to see Wolverine
Yep.
in the way that
Hey, Wolverine.
yeah,
Yeah.
like actually look at him how everyone else would see him if it wasn't PG-13.
Yeah, but did y'all even play like that one for the PS2? X-Men Wolverine Origins.
No, I only
Like,
played the
that one was-
PS3
Talking
one.
about.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
like based on the
watched
comic.
this game.
It was so good.
Oh, okay.
So good.
I just remember
Okay.
I tried the PS2 version, and my cousin had the Xbox 360, and I saw him play the rated M Uncaged edition, and I was like, screw this one, I want that one, and I
Yeah.
never
Oh,
finished
yeah,
the one I
remember that
had,
game. Yeah.
but it was cool. It was cool. But since we're talking about movie-based games and such like that, let's just go over to the movies. All right, time to
right.
bring out your
All right.
your
Hey, I just
emo
want to throw
phase.
something out there though.
What's up?
Do you guys remember on if y'all the Spider-Man version of the movie based, like on the PlayStation 2? Did you know you can unlock the Green Goblin as play all the missions as him?
Oh
I
yeah.
did not know that.
No, that wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't on the PS2. It was PS3. I remember because I didn't have a PS3, and they didn't have it in the version that I played. I was
Oh,
so-
really? Oh,
yeah, I was
Could
so
you do
disappointed.
it on the PS2?
Yeah, I
Play
played
it
it on the PS2.
It's a cheat code. It's a
yeah,
cheat code.
no, but it was a PlayStation 3 exclusive. I forgot what else. They used to do deals with PlayStation all the time because even the Iron Man game, the movie tie-in, you had the Ultimate Suit that was strictly PS3 only. There was no way to unlock it on any other system, and I think Spider-Man Friend or Foe also had some exclusive stuff for the PS3, which I never
Web
got.
of Shadows.
Oh, Web of Shadows.
Web of
Oh,
Shadows.
Web
yes,
of fucking Shadows.
I played
favorite.
that one.
I think you own that one, don't you, Mr. Oyman? Because I remember I bought it for you
Yeah,
for like a
yeah.
birthday.
Get to play. Oh, you were the one that got me that one. Yeah, no, I played it. I'm pretty sure I got to the very end, maybe close to the end. I'm always bad about finishing games, but I have played a good amount of that game for a long time.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It was good.
All right, so time to whip out our eyeliners
Light-
and
light green.
our
Liner.
yeah, and our tight
What's
jeans
next?
and everything like that. Time to hit up Teen Angst and go talk about the early 2000s movies and I guess late 90s because Blade was late 90s, wasn't it?
Wake
Ooh.
me up. Wake me up. And
Yep.
can't wait.
So we went through like
Come and save me.
so we had movies like let's see, Blade 1 through 3, X-Men 1 through 3, Spider-Man 1 through 3,
Yep.
Punisher,
Yes.
Fantastic Four, and Daredevil.
Yep.
They didn't get up to 3. Neither did Ghost Rider. It seems like most of these stopped at 2 at most. Electra, Hulk 03.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be different for Mr. Johnny Joestar because he's an old man apparently.
Oh, fuck.
But,
Whatever.
most of us were probably first exposed to these movies, obviously in the early 2000s or pretty close to that. Out of all of these, I want all of us to say which one was our first experience in these live action Marvel movies. Like, when was the first time you saw a Marvel superhero in live action? We'll start off with you, Miss Cap, because we haven't heard too much from you since you haven't been relating in the games and the old TV shows. So what was your first exposure?
The first X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
The
Okay.
first X-Men. I just like vividly remember watching this movie just like, this is so cool. Like, it was just like, I was just like in awe of it. And I was just like, yeah, I kind of want more. Like, this is awesome. Not understanding anything that was happening, of course. But like, I was just like, this is a cool movie. And then proceeded to watch it like all the time, not even knowing any of the characters or understanding the storyline, just being like, this is a cool movie and I'm going to continue to watch it for a long time.
And
But
did
yeah,
you
no,
did you
definitely
enjoy
the first
sequels?
X-Men trilogy, all 3 of them. Like,
Okay.
I think X-Men 2 was probably my favorite, but like, out of all 3,
Yeah.
X2 was like the
Yep. That was
best
the one that got me
one.
into it.
I
That
I,
was
Yeah.
That was the first one I saw.
the one.
I do love X2, but I guess for nostalgia reasons, X-Men 1 was probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just
It's great. I love X-Men 1.
yeah, the
It's
first
great,
one was
yeah.
cool.
Really both.
I
it's-
gotta
it's
give it up to
same
the
with-
second one.
It's same with Spider-Man 1 and 2. Like, I love them pretty much
No.
equally.
Yeah.
No. Spider-Man
Yeah.
1 for me.
No.
That one was just fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But
The
Two is still
Spark.
my favorite.
what about
Spark.
you, Mr. Johnny Joestar? Which one was your first exposure to a live action Marvel superhero?
Oh, well, that was. Oh, I just said it. It was Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. You were
I mean,
Spider-Man too?
Yeah, that was Spider-Man. Yeah.
We've been over this in
you
the
weren't
first
ba-
episode that we did. We
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about this
yeah,
very
we kinda-
thing.
Yeah, because like
Was
I
so
did
many
that, but
months
like
ago?
How
Yeah,
are
I
you surprised?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
Spider-Man.
when I visited him
What-
in the retirement home, I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, I remember when I
Bastard.
was, I remember when it was
Bastard.
the '80s and
Fantastic Four,
and
that
George
never came
Lucas
out.
brought us Howard the Duck, the first Marvel live action
God.
adaptation, and it was fantastic. And could you hand me a caramel over there?" And it's one of those like,
Toffee.
no, Grandpa Joestar. This is one of those strawberry hard candies with the filling inside.
I will say though, like
Medicine
I
candy.
I will say though, like I mean, If anything that was like live action, though, I did see some stuff, but I just only vaguely remember it. And that was like the Captain America movie, and I think it was because my dad was watching it. It's
Oh,
like it
man.
was the same, yeah, where they had like those weird like costumes and shit.
Yeah, and he had
and,
the
like-
motorcycle.
Not Dolph Lundgren, but who the heck?
Yeah, that one, the one with like he
Was it
like
Dolph
jumped
Lundgren?
off, like he drove the motorcycle off the freaking building,
The cars.
and like
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, my
People's
stomach
cars.
hurts.
Oh my
Yeah.
And then
God.
he's like, I'm gonna steal the car.
yeah,
That's not what Captain
Yeah.
America would do.
He steals
yeah, yeah. But like
Captain
also,
America steals all the people's cars.
but also like definitely like the original with like Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk. My sister used to watch that stuff, and like apparently like even my parents knew about it. I didn't even know anything until like a little bit later. But like it's like, yeah, that's the original Hulk. Yeah, because like they said something about it because they were starting to come out with the new Hulk. So they're just like, oh my gosh, that's the old Hulk. And then I was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh,
I don't know who that is, but
Yeah, no, my mom grew up with that, and my dad knew of it. My mom really watched it because I think she said my uncle would put it on. She preferred watching like Smurfs or She-Ra or He-Man, but my uncle would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's time for the Hulk." So she's like, "Okay, I guess I could watch that." But
nice.
no, I guess Spider-Man or X-Men is the most logical choice. But see, Mr. Moyman, I didn't remember Miss Cap saying X-Men, so I don't know. Maybe it was different for some people. Like, I know for me it was Spider-Man. I've told you this story before, Mr. Moyman, but like my mind was. Wow, wait, when did that one come out? 2002. I was probably like 6 years old.
2002.
Yeah, I was 6 years old.
Yep.
And like I don't say bootleg is good, but like 6-year-old me only really watched like some stuff here and there. My parents didn't really take us out to the movie theaters and such like that. So when my cousin came home, or I was at my cousin's house, and
Well,
he
is that
came.
my cousins, huh?
He came home and he's like, "Hey, look what I got! You seen the Spider-Man movie before?" And I thought, since they put them on VHS, like the '90s show, they would have like a compilation of certain episodes. I'm like, "You mean like the show?" And he's like, "No, where the guy in real life he's swinging and such." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he pops
It's
it
like
in.
Step
Yeah, he pops it in the VHS player, and I was like, my mind was just blown. I like literally, I just saw Tobey Maguire, JJJ, Spider-Man, and the Green Goblin, and I'm like, wait, people like made this? Like that's an actual person? They're swinging? I mean, I didn't know any better. I was 6 years old,
Yeah.
but my mind was
Yeah.
blown. I'm like, Spider-Man is real, and it just. The rest is history, man. I can't even count the amount of times I pretended to jump from like the bunk bed and try to make webs.
I
Yeah.
think we
Yeah,
all
my-
done that at one point in time.
Yeah.
But I was like, after seeing that, I didn't knew that was the thing. I didn't think I would ever see him outside, or any hero outside of like comic books and movies and games.
Yeah.
So it was where it all began, basically. After that, I'm like, whoa, anything is possible. But were y'all had similar stories like that, or how did y'all find out about like Spider-Man
I-
2000?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously with me and JT, it's just like whatever he found interesting, I found interesting because being the younger sibling, it's just like whatever your older siblings doing, you definitely want to be with them. So when he got into something, I was right there with him. So it was always just like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm playing the Spider-Man game. Like, all right, I'll watch with you. Definitely could not play.
Yeah.
I'll watch you play it. Or
Yeah.
like, what are you watching? Oh, I'm watching this movie. Okay, I'll watch it with you. Like,
I know all about that. My sister made me watch my share of Britney Spears video game type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, they made a Britney Spears video game back in the day, and it was like
I
kind
remember
of
Barbie.
I guess it would be kind of like Guitar Hero or something like that. You gotta like press the right button at the
no.
right time to make her like
Yeah.
sing
Oh
and
yeah,
dance.
hey, Miss Cat, remember Dance with the Stars game?
yes, I was just about to bring that up. The Dancing with the Stars on the PS2. I wanted that game so bad. We got it, and then we played it for hours.
Do you really?
Hours trying to figure it out.
Is it like Dance Dance
amazing.
Revolution or what?
No. It was a Dancing with the Stars video game. Like you had to. It's almost just like Guitar Hero or like Dance Dance Revolution. You just have to press like the buttons to the right moves. And,
okay. So yeah, like the Britney Spears game.
Performance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing game.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because I really think for me, the Spider-Man movie was great, but Spider-Man 2, I think is hands down. I think it's the blueprint of what Marvel's doing right now. I mean, ever since 2008, because like that movie, oh man, it has a good beginning. The third act is amazing. A redemption character arc for Doc Ock and the whole tug of war between Peter Parker and Spider-Man, also Mary Jane, and how can he kind of rebuild that relationship within the movie, and does he want to be Spider-Man at all? Like, what's up? And then but that movie, whew, man.
Yeah.
Again, like the Spider-Man trilogy, it was so great. Sam Raimi did a great. Tobey Maguire. I mean, I think that's why when we saw No Way Home and we saw Tobey for the first time in like 15 years, we was all jumping for joy because it was like, yeah, man, that's the OG right there. And it was great to see him in the old suit and becoming awesome.
Well, how do you guys feel about Spider-Man 3 though? I know people used to hate it and now they like it a bit more because of meme culture. It's
kind of funny.
I mean, honestly,
it's
me personally,
enough to love it, but like at the time, you're just like, "This is so dumb."
Well, see, that's what people always say,
like,
but
I appreciate it now.
I thought it was,
but like,
I thought it was cool when it first came out. I almost wanted to have my uncle take me and my cousin go watch it a second time. But my mom, again, she was like, no going to the theater multiple times a week. And now I know why, because it's like $50, $60 per person now, like to go to the theaters. But I don't know. Did
it used
you
to be cheaper?
Did you like it like me when it first came out, Mr. Oyman, or were you like that shit was trash, like most people say?
What shit?
Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay. So Spider-Man 3 was my most anticipated. I mean, everything about this movie. I draw my own comic with Australian animals reenacting Spider-Man. Read the novel.
Australian animals? What?
Came out. I like I was so ready for this fucking movie, and then I saw it, and I was just like. My dad was like, we heard people behind us going, "Wow, that was the best one yet." My dad and I and my sister, all three of us, just looked at each other like,
"That's probably me. That's probably me."
My dad goes, "Wow, they hung the girl from the cliff again. The bad guy threatened his girlfriend again for the third time in a row. Wow." That was what I remember my dad saying about it. But
man,
Spider-Man 3 was so bad. Good God.
I thought it was.
I like it more now, but
I thought it was good when I was a kid.
I was so disappointed, dude. Biggest disappointment.
Like I didn't think they did Venom as good, but I liked it when I must have been like, well, I wouldn't go as far as like the people you said it's the best one yet, but I thought it was cool. I guess
the first time I saw it, I was legitimately enjoying it. It was just by the time it ended, I was like, wow, that could have been better. But it wasn't. So it wasn't like I thought it was a bad movie, but I was just like, given how much I loved the second one, like the second one to me is still my favorite. But I really thought that like, oh yeah, like this is before I knew that the third one always sucks. You know what I mean? Like that rule.
Oh yeah, the curse of the third one.
You know, like it's like a great first one, better second one, and then a mediocre to bad. It was just like that was kind of the first time that happened with me. I was like, damn.
Well, actually, I kind of do have a movie that nobody talked about. Doing those nostalgia. How about the 2004 Ben Affleck Daredevil? Anybody seen that movie?
I actually enjoyed it. I
thought it was cool.
Did.
I was hoping that when I was a kid, I was hoping that they would meet up with Spider-Man and the X-Men. Not Hulk though, because I hated Hulk 03 as a kid too. again.
Yeah, that one did not do it for me. I wanted so bad to go see that one, and my mom was like, she heard on the radio, she's like, "Oh, I hear the Hulk fights with the military, and we support our troops. You're not gonna go see that movie." And so then my dad ended up renting it for me like months and months later, and I finally got to watch it. And I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
I thought it was boring as hell.
Down with that.
That
it
was
so bad. Like my dad and I were literally laughing at how bad the fucking shit was.
Yeah, by then
we made fun of it for so long.
I didn't even make fun of it. I'm just like, what am I watching? Why is this so boring? Where's the green guy? Why isn't he smashing stuff and being cool?
There was about 5 minutes of Hulk smash in this whole fucking movie, and I had to rewatch it with Lucius and our friend Babyface like a couple weeks ago, and it was just like, why? Good.
Yeah, like what's going on? What's with these transitions?
Drinks helped it though.
Why is it so boring? Yeah, but when you're like 6 or 7, unless
no. As a kid, it was not. No.
Oh no.
No.
But could you guys?
Lord of the Rings was more fun as a kid than fucking.
Could you guys agree that we would shove all of these movies down the drain, like the Ghost Rider, the Punisher, the Daredevil? If we only got to choose one, of course. Throw all of them down the drain except for Elektra, right?
Oh, you can throw Elektra down the drain.
No. We're keeping that one. That's the best one yet. That's the best one.
No. Down the drain. It's better down the drain.
No.
Actually, you know what? Not down the drain, down the garbage disposal.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, Mr. Oyman and Mr. Joestar, I do want to ask you guys both this question though. All right. So the worst of the worst. You got to watch one on repeat. The rest obviously have to go. Which is the least of all the evils? Hoko 3,
Most
Ghost
bearable?
Rider. Yeah, like Hoko 3, Ghost Rider 2, Elektra, or I guess
Daredevil.
Spider-Man 3. We said it wasn't that bad. Well, I don't want to.
Right now, that's winning. If
What,
I had to watch
Daredevil?
one forever, it would be it's Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay. All right, so excluding or Blade 3. Blade 3 was step down from.
I have never actually seen any of the.
What?
Yeah, me neither.
Whoa!
I've not seen any
Yeah,
Blade.
me too.
I still have to watch them.
I'm sorry.
Where's my siren?
Oh my
I've
god.
not seen Blade.
Oh
But I'm
man,
going to, especially before
No,
the
no.
Ursula Ali one comes out.
Mr. Joestar, do you think you need to have him over and watch your Blade collection?
Blade.
Oh yeah, movie night. Yes.
I'm definitely down.
All right. So
dude,
let's
that'd
We'll
be so
marathon
good.
him.
since we can't put
Yeah.
Blade, Hoko 3, Punisher 2004, or was it 5? I think it was around there. Hoko 3, Thomas Jane.
Wait, are you talking about the Thomas Jane one?
Yeah, the asshole Thomas Jane one.
That one wasn't that bad. It was alright.
Well, I mean, I love it, but I know most people don't like it. I mean, and my
I thought it
hype
was
for that
okay,
one
yeah.
went down after I met the son of bitch. But it's still okay. And John Bernthal's a better Punisher.
So Hulk 03,
Hoko 3, Ghost
Thomas
Rider
Jane
2,
Punisher,
Ghost Rider 2,
Spirit of Vengeance,
or
what
Elektra.
else? Or Elektra. Oh god. Man,
Like, which one would I watch again?
obviously- No, if you had to pick one of those to only watch that one ever forever.
You can't watch the other 2000s movies. Only
You can't. Yeah, you just out of
Ghost
those
Rider.
four.
Ghost
that's
Rider
one
right
you're
off the
going
bat.
with
Yeah.
that one.
but the
Ghost
second
Rider
one,
is
not the
insane.
first Ghost Rider, the second one.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Well then,
that drive me insane.
fuck that. Then I would just stick with
Obviously, the
Daredevil.
Punisher. The Punisher is what because at least John Travolta is fun in that movie.
Put the Punisher in that. It wasn't even. I loved the Punisher.
That's what I'm
that was
saying.
like.
I was
Well,
like,
yeah,
that movie wasn't that
But a
bad.
lot of people
No.
hated it.
The Thomas Jane one, like that one's winning easily.
Okay, we'll take
Oh,
that one
man.
now too, because I
It would
do
be-
like that one.
Now,
But
if you said Elektra, Daredevil, Hulk
Uh-huh.
03, Ghost Rider 2, and Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
why are you putting Daredevil on there? Daredevil was great.
Oh.
Daredevil was
Rise of the
awesome.
Silver Surfer.
Okay,
not
fine.
the director's cut of Daredevil, the original.
Even the original one, I love the
Oh,
shit out
no.
of that one.
Why are you putting so much into this? Like, that's the thing. I was like, I like the director's cut for the Daredevil one.
All right,
That was one.
all right. So
Soundtrack too. That was
we've
good
narrowed
soundtrack,
it.
too.
We've
I love
narrowed
that
it down.
soundtrack.
We've narrowed it down. Then Hoko 3, Ghost Rider 2, not the first one, Mr. Joestar 2,
Uh-huh.
Fantastic Four 2, or Elektra.
You said Daredevil? I would still
No,
say
no Daredevil. No Daredevil.
No Daredevil. Oh, sorry.
Elektra, Fantastic Four 2,
Yeah.
Ghost Rider
Or-
2, or
Ghost Rider
Hoko
2
3.
and Hulk 03.
All right.
Oh fuck.
Who wants to go
Okay.
first?
I would go with Rise of the Silver Surfer personally.
Yeah,
Rise
I
of
think
the Silver
I would
actually do
agree.
like
I
that
agree.
movie. Actually
Yeah,
like
that was
that
actually
movie.
pretty good. Yeah.
Well, then why did you guys
Fantastic
include
Four.
it? Somebody
A
mentioned
lot
it.
of
They're
people say it's like so bad. Oh no, Fan Four Stick. Oh, that's too much later. Now we're not gonna go that far.
nah, that's not nostalgia, and that's garbage. I mean, I wanted to make like a
Oh.
bad scenario, not a
Like a
nightmare fueled
horror.
scenario. I don't want anyone going crazy. What about?
With Killmonger as Johnny Storm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was.
The hell no.
I was
fuck
about
that.
to be like, I thought you were gonna be like, oh, I like that one. I was gonna be like, no, no,
Hell no.
Nope.
No,
ain't no way.
What are you talking about? It was such a faithful interpretation of the
Yeah.
Fantastic
No,
Four and
no,
Doctor
we ain't even gonna joke.
I like my Mrs. Fantastic like how I originally
Like
liked her.
Jessica Alba?
Hispanic. Yeah, Hispanic with blonde hair and
Playing
blue
a
eyes
white-
that were
playing
fake.
A white woman.
I loved
If she's
her.
supposed to be Latina.
Jessica
then it would
Alba,
be
baby. It was
Seven
Jessica
supposed to
Alba.
be-
I love you're like, I like my Mrs. Fantastic Hispanic, but you gotta pretend to be white.
Well, I was going to that. I was just saying with blonde hair and blue eyes, like I like it.
Oh man,
man.
what about you,
That
JT
first
and Miss
Fantastic
Cap?
Four movie was great.
Out of that list, which one would you be willing to like watch compared to the other
Through.
ones?
Silver Surfer.
You,
Hands
JT?
down.
This is tough.
Silver
I'm about
Surfer.
to go with Silver Surfer. I feel like Lawrence
It's the most
Fishburne
tolerable.
voiced Silver Surfer well, and Doctor
Yeah.
Doom came back and he kind of gave it his
Yeah,
all.
after
But
a little
again,
bit.
like I feel like Jessica Alba play as Invisible Woman. Do like, come on, guys.
Okay,
Well,
is no
and
one
then-
going to talk about Chris Evans as Human Torch?
He was
or
the
anything?
best in that movie. He was the
Come
best
on.
part of that.
He was. It was
Like,
so
he was
funny.
literally
funny.
the protagonist, and I loved it. He was so good.
Okay, but
Yeah,
Miss
he was
Cat,
Amazing.
Miss
loved
Cat,
it.
the reason why we probably didn't mention it, other than the obvious fact that we're all dudes, but I could admit when
Yes.
a dude is good looking, is because that wasn't
Yeah.
his peak, man. When it comes to Marvel, I think Cap, he looked a lot hotter as Cap, and he played Cap so much better than Human Torch.
That
Not-
shaggy fuckboy.
True.
Not
True.
Are you
that.
kidding me?
But I
He went
still
supernova.
appreciate him. I still appreciate him as Human Torch. That's when I
Yeah.
first saw him.
He
Like
took
I
all of the
appreciate him
powers
that
of the
way.
Fantastic Four and used them to fight Doctor Doom. It was
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And he went
Beautiful.
supernova, and then he got naked, and I was like, damn, I wish I had his
Yes.
body.
I wish I had his
Yeah.
body too. on top of
Honestly,
it.
though, I actually think the Rise of the Silver Surfer had some cool moments, but the only part that I could see people's main gripe is that Galactus. Other than that,
Yeah,
I didn't
Galactus.
think it was that
Oh,
bad.
God.
It was
Stupid.
It was campy. It was. I mean,
Stupid.
Galactus did the
Stupid
most.
man.
So now
Whoever did
now
that.
it makes me want to rewatch it. See now,
It's so
now I'm gonna have to
good.
spend my weekend
Yeah.
now rewatching the Fantastic
Yeah. More movie.
man, we're gonna have like a
Yes, let's do that.
Marvel marathon pre MCU and just. We'll spend like a whole week watching both or everything from like the
Ooh.
Blade
late
movies,
90s to
X-Men's, the Spider-Man.
yeah, everything
you
from the
Dare
Edge
Toy with my emotions.
and
Yeah.
then MCU just straight. Like we should do that for Secret Wars. Have like a fucking watch party,
God.
and
Start
they're like,
like a
What?
year in advance.
Oh my god.
well, because you know that
Fuck
that some of that stuff
Start a
is
year in
gonna probably
advance.
show up
Keep
in
watching
Secret
YouTube.
Wars. Secret Wars is basically gonna be No
That
Way
means
Home
all the
mixed with
Fox X-Men
Multiverse of
movies.
Madness. They're gonna have some crazy stuff. It's gonna be like
all the
the
Punishers. All
Yeah,
the
it's gonna be
Fantastic
like
Fours, all-
Endgame had a baby with
Blades.
the concept of No Way Home. That's what I picture Secret Wars is probably gonna be.
It's gonna get out of control.
Hey, what?
but
What the
There's no
hell?
way it can deliver.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
Having a meltdown.
Alex's analogies are really
JT,
getting
my
me.
God.
Yeah.
JT had some of that Joker gas, man. He's about to go off. He's probably gonna be like, that
JT's
idea is
lost it.
garbage. But
Yeah, well, F that idea. I'm still saying we gotta watch all Fantastic Four, not the new one with,
Yeah.
Killmonger.
Fuck that shit.
But definitely, yeah, but like definitely Fantastic Four, Blade, and The Punisher, just because I want to watch that. And Director's Cut
Ghost Rider,
Daredevil.
Ghost Rider 1, but not
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not two.
The first
Yes,
one.
Ghost Rider.
Not two.
Not two.
Well,
Not two.
maybe
I
two.
I refuse
Yeah, not
to.
two.
Maybe
I will-
maybe two.
I will watch
If I
like
get
a-
tricks in me.
I will watch like a Marvel pre MCU marathon, but I will say my limits would be probably no Elektra and no Ghost Rider 2. That's about it that I would omit from like that
Honestly,
type of
I
style.
would watch Elektra. I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe I need to see it.
I watched it when it
It's
came out,
great.
and then like not too long after that,
Does
like
it
a
take-
couple
does
years
it take
later.
place after the Daredevil movie she was in?
It
Yeah,
looks like it.
I-
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is. It is.
they
I
don't do
actually
a-
bought
Did she
it and I
die?
liked it.
They
Yeah,
don't do
she
a good-
died.
They don't do a good
So-
job.
Well,
at-
how's it? But they brought her back.
Yeah.
Yes, they brought her back.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
See?
remember
Oh,
much
gotta
about
watch,
that
Gotta watch
movie.
Daredevil. Gotta watch Elektra.
I just
I
remember.
actually do remember it.
I just remember
I'd be
I was
down.
very, very confused. Like I know she died and got brought back to life, but I was like, what the hell is going on? Like
So, can I explain?
go ahead and try.
I guess
You
so.
got 2 to 3
so-
minutes.
The way
You
that
got
they
all the
showed
time.
it, the way that they showed it in Elektra, I did watch Daredevil. I do love Daredevil because like the soundtrack was even cooler. That's how I got into Seether and Evanescence. I was like, booyah, bitches. But anyway, Daredevil was cool, and then I was just like, oh, they made an Elektra movie, and like I actually went to go see it in theaters, and I was like, oh, it's actually not bad. Like I thought it was really cool. And I ended up, my dad would always get me the Marvel movies on DVD, and I did get Elektra, and I'd rewatched it, and then I started to understand that I didn't even realize this, but Styx is in Elektra.
Yeah.
And Styx is the old man that like was trying to teach her how to
Trains
do that.
Daredevil.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she is he is the one that appeared to her after she died in Daredevil, and then while he was like in the ambulance, he brought her back to life using his little ninja jutsu, I guess you want to call it. But I don't know what he did, but he just like brought her back to life. Once he brought her back to life, she kept on being like an assassin, but then that's when she pissed off like the rest of the assassins because they were going after this like young girl who is now like has the abilities that of like this chain, and she's like the chosen one and blah blah blah. But yeah, there's all these assassins trying to like take her power away from her. So yeah, it's
Honestly,
that's that whole movie.
That
like,
doesn't
right
sound
there.
too bad, but I just the early 2000s was filled with a bunch of like really cool concepts that just weren't handled as
Yeah.
well as they could have been.
Yeah, they
Um,
weren't very
Mhm.
comic based. Like they were just kind of like all over the place. So yeah, it's understandable. They didn't know what they were doing. It's
Okay.
cool. I still like those movies.
Yeah.
Brings me back.
But other than like the movies, as far as comics go, I know. Well, no, I don't know. Because I don't know Mr. Oyman if he was reading that many back then as he does now. But
No, I read the Spidey and Fantastic Four, Hulk, X-Men comics all before
okay,
before the movies came out.
cool.
Like the old ones though. Well, no, not
Yeah.
X-Men. X-Men I read those when X-Men 3 came out.
Yeah, but like, did any of y'all read like the? I know you, Mr. Johnny Joe Star, read like the Marvel Zombies back then, and when it came out,
Yeah.
because I think
But
that was
before,
like
yes.
2005,
Actually, yes.
right?
Yeah, I have some actually very old comics. Like I have like OG like Spider-Man like from back in the day when it was like 10 cents. Like I still have a few. They're like in shit condition, so I can't really resell it or anything like that. So but definitely I do still have like old comics. I even have one that like most of the pages are torn off because like it's actually that one was actually a gift from like my ex's parents because they were trying to like bond with me since I was a geek, and he ends up bringing out his old comics, and like I was like, holy shit, that's so cool, I need to read these. And like one of them actually is like from Marvel, and the superhero was a barbarian and his name was Kazar, which is really close to my last name, which is Kazar.
Yeah, Kazar.
And I was, yeah, so I was just like, holy shit, this dude almost has my last name. And he's like, oh, I thought you might like it, so I thought I would give it to you. You can have them all. And I was like, oh shit, gotta read it. So
Oh,
yeah,
man,
definitely really cool. Yeah.
When you bring up the what's it called, the old comics and resell and such like that, I think it was, I know Mr. Oyman was there. I don't think JT was there, but I used to have my uncle got me. I don't know how he got it, and he didn't spend much on it. But for one of my birthdays, he got me a Spider-Man action figure, and what's it called? He also got me a first appearance of the Punisher. Because he's like, oh, this comic book has Spider-Man. I think he went to some like flea market or some garage sale.
Oh, nice.
And he got me an original first appearance of Punisher Spider-Man one. And then I remember
That's so cool.
my younger sister, when she was really little, like baby, what's it called? She grabbed it and didn't know how to read. So
Crayon?
she did what other little kids, like toddlers, would do. And she just started tearing pages out left and right and completely destroyed that thing. And so I saw it at a Comic-Con, probably 10 years ago, and I saw one that was in a similar condition that the guy was selling, and I'm like, just out of curiosity, how much do you think this one would have been worth, like, if you were to be buying it off of someone to maybe resell it or something? He's like, I would probably say it'd be worth about like $1,200 as of right now. And my inside,
God.
I'm like, I probably wouldn't have sold it, but I'm like, and my sister was there with me. I just like looked over at her, and she knows. I never let her forget it ever since then, because I love that comic book. But she just looks back at me, and she's like, "Uh-oh," and I was like, just with my eyes, I know that she was like, no,
You
no,
suck.
how dare you? But
Yeah.
no, but that was like, I just loved reading some of those stuff back then. Did any of y'all read the Ultimate series when y'all were younger, like when it first came out?
Yep, I read those around the same time I was reading I read the originals first, but like pretty shortly thereafter, I read Ultimate X-Men and Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate
Well, were you shocked as much as I was, Mr. Oyman, with how like different and kind of darker those were, and like people?
Yeah, my mom picked up an X-Men one, and it almost made her not let me read anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I had to sneak
I was like, okay,
the
Damn,
Ultimates
dude.
one,
dude,
because
okay, so when I got my very first ever Marvel Legend, it was Mr. Fantastic, and he came with one issue of No, it wasn't even Ultimate Fantastic Four. It was just like the early 2000s run of Fantastic Four. And in this comic that came with this freaking toy that I bought at Walmart, was like, in this image, Ben Grimm literally gets his guts blasted out, and he's just laying there dead, and Reed's like, "God damn it, you killed him!"
yeah, and
And I was
people
like,
stayed
what the
dead
fuck?
too.
I was not expecting that at all, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I remember
Score.
from my
Cool.
what's it called, my library at school, they had the Ultimates one, like the Avengers in the Ultimate Universe, and like
Yeah.
Hulk bit somebody's head off, and the Wasp had to distract him, so she had to show her titties to him, and I was just like, I was
What?
in like the
I remember that. Yep.
yeah, I was like in the kitchen, and I'm like, oh shit, like, I don't think my mom would want me reading this. So I had to like sneak it in my room and just read it there, because I know she saw like that type of like, oh, there's nudity or there's violence. She would be like, no, you ain't reading that. So
Wait, so like they actually showed it on the comic?
No,
Like her
no,
boob?
they just imply it, but they show her. Like,
well, they show her from the back,
Oh,
but you
yeah,
get like
like,
side
even
boob.
if a no, but
You
like
get-
even if
Yeah,
a
yeah.
parent came across that.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you see
of
Wasp's side boob. Like you don't see like actual nipple, but you see like side boob and shit. So like this is like,
Let me ask you something.
Did that on
So
the
in
X-Men
these
ones.
series, is there such a thing where like Quicksilver is banging his sister?
Yep. I was actually gonna mention those.
What?
And Wolverine's
What?
watching.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
Quicksilver
I
and Scarlet.
vaguely remember I had bought an issue and like I was just like, "Ooh, this is kind of new." And somebody gave I don't know if somebody gave it to me for my birthday or something, but I had one issue and it was the Ultimate series and it was the X-Men, and then like realized that Quicksilver was in bed with what's her face
Wanda? Wanda?
yeah, Wanda, and then like they were like in bed naked, and like I was just like, what the hell is going on? I thought they were brother and sister.
Yeah.
And he straight up like in the few next panels like ends up making
Yep.
out with her. He's
Nope,
like, I
you
love
were
you.
right.
And I was
then
like,
it was
what
Ultimates
the
3.
hell? Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
And then
Sure
Wolverine.
enough, they're in an incestuous romantic relationship.
Yep, and Wolverine
Oh,
watches.
gross.
It's disgusting. But that's the ultimate. Again, that's the type of shit. That's why I was like, whoa, wait.
For you.
My
That was the darker side of Marvel's.
what's it called?
Like I remember Carnage kills Gwen Stacy in a way that was like super creepy, like where he drains out all her blood, and they show like.
I really
they
got to
show
get
it-
back to it then.
Yeah, it was really great. Like I was like, oh shit, they should do this in the movies, but it would easily be R-rated the way that like they were gory. I was surprised.
Fuck
yeah,
it.
no, they were like they were just. It was the early 2000s. They were trying to be edgy just to be edgy.
We're edgier
But
than the 90s, which were edgier than the 80s, which were edgier than the 70s.
yeah, but it wasn't even like good edge. Like why would we need to have
No, it was just
incestuous?
like more graphic, more edgy.
Yeah, why would we need to have incestuous relationships while what's it called? Wolverine watches. That's just no.
Because the fans want it. I want to see
Disgusting.
it. No,
Oh, whoa.
I'm gonna have to read these myself.
Whoa.
I'm just speaking for those people, okay? I'm not saying, I mean, maybe.
Stuff
but
Disney will
no,
never
not really.
do.
Yeah, of course.
All right,
But
so
like, what JT Cap? Like, you guys like never read any of the comic book series or anything?
yeah,
Nah,
did
I
y'all
wasn't
read
much of a
anything?
reader
Growing up?
until I got older, so this is
No, like,
nope.
I never read. I watched a lot of TV.
oh
Yep.
man,
Uh,
there's some
We're
great
TV
stories out there.
watchers.
Like I remember Civil War was really cool when I was growing up. When I was like in 6th grade or something like that. I read that from the school library too. Man, now that I think about it, my school library went hard. Man, they had a bunch of cool comic books. I'm like, I don't even know they have those type of stuff in the school libraries
Gotta go
anymore.
to the
But
library.
They don't.
like, imagine
the
the
fact
like,
that you're in the library, not in the computers.
Yeah.
I mean, that just makes you into a bigger geek than any one of us.
yeah, but it's like imagine the librarians were ordering this stuff and it would be considered smut to their standard, and they're like, oh yeah, the kids are
Yep.
like the X-Men, incestuous
Your
relationship.
School library.
Yeah, at the school library. I mean, I would pick up
Like
comics at
elementary school. Or
What's
middle
that?
School? Was it middle school or elementary
middle school. Middle school.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. But still,
Yeah. No, I was like, well, some of it was middle school, some of it was still elementary school. They were like sister schools. They were right next to each other.
I
So they shared a library. But what's it called? But no, yeah, I'm just surprised they had that type of stuff there. Like, I get maybe the 8th graders might want to watch it, but you would think they would put like a parental advisory type of sticker on there. But hey, I'm glad they didn't, because I read some pretty gnarly stuff like Marvel Zombies and such, and then I started writing my own little Marvel song. I wonder if I still have that notebook, but I wrote a little comic book on my interpretation of how zombie Marvels would be, and I probably would make the teachers nowadays question, because there was a lot of gun violence and like Spider-Man being a zombie and eating people, and I'm like, hey, this is just what I read from the book that you guys checked me out, but
yeah, this
But-
is my school project. I went to the school library, like you told me to, and picked a book to report
Yeah,
on.
and I
Here's
made my own
zombie
comic
Spider-Man
book.
eating people.
Yeah, and then Captain America comes, blasts
Oh,
him
I
in
did
the
that, I
face.
did that too, but I was homeschooled, so I convinced my mom to be like, she'd be like, all right, now write a book, and I'd do a comic book.
Yeah.
Or literally, no, I remember in my like when I had to write out stories, like write them in like handwritten, just writing stories for my writing class. I would just write down plot synopses for random movies, like like X-Men or something. Like I would just
I did
write
that with
these
video
and
games.
pretend it was my own book.
Yeah.
Like here's my original.
I still do
story.
that with video games.
Yeah, I still do that. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting hungry, so I'm thinking about food. What's it called? But I don't want to wrap up this episode just yet. But while my mind is still on food, do y'all remember some of that like collaboration stuff from like Burger King doing the Iron Man stuff? Like on the thumbnail, I put like the Whiplash burger, or what's it called?
Yeah.
Just Marvel
Oh, yeah.
food.
Burger King.
Yeah.
Hulk nuggets.
Oh my god.
There you go. Oh shit! What the hell were the Hulk nuggets? I don't remember those.
They were just really big nuggets.
Did they put the green ketchup, like the Shrek ketchup, or no?
Oh yeah,
The
big
Shrek
green
ketchup. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Ketchup, green chocolate syrup.
Oh man, yeah, no, that thing.
Make your poop a black. Yeah. That made your shit turn
Oh.
You're
black.
right.
Yeah,
That made your shit turn black.
I was like 11 or 12 when Iron Man came out, and I remember I was still collecting.
JT got a crack at that. Look at that.
I was still
He
collecting
remembers
those.
it.
I would order the Happy Meals just to get like the Iron Man toys and shit. Oh man.
I did that,
Oh,
but with
man.
Fantastic Four. When the Fantastic Four movie came out, I had to get
Yep.
all the way down.
Oh yeah.
And I could never get Doctor Doom, but at one point, I think I ended up only getting 3 of them because one time I got Human Torch and I really wanted Mr. Fantastic, so I traded the Human Torch in for Mr. Fantastic. So then I had him, Invisible Woman, and the Thing, but I could never get Human Torch again.
Man, at least you were
Man.
able to
I
Yeah.
always
like
got Invisible Woman.
when
You put her in
uh
the freezer and she shows up.
at least you were able to change her, man. Like whenever I went up to the counter, the people at like Burger King or McDonald's, if they wanted to change my toy, they would look at me and like tell me no. Like if they were like if I was
Yeah.
asking for like $1,000, they'd be like, no, we don't have any. But you didn't
I
check.
always traded my toys in.
Oh,
You know, it'd be like
man.
the funniest thing though is like the Invisible Woman is just like it's like one of those
Empty.
sealing packages and it's just air inside. It's like, here you go, here's your Invisible Woman. Enjoy,
You would, like,
kid.
you would put her in the fridge and she would change colors, or if you put her in your drink, that's the way they.
Oh no, yeah, I
Dip
remember
her in your
those.
drink and she turns
Yeah.
visible.
Man, now I really
Yeah,
wish.
remember they
I don't know.
had,
Oh, go. You remember they had what?
tie-ins. But they always have food tie-ins at the
Yeah, especially.
restaurants that they don't do anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I that's what I was thinking about. Like it was mainly Burger King because I guess Paramount or whatever. But McDonald's had a couple, I think. But yeah, Burger King used to always do that for a bunch of stuff like Shrek, Teletubbies, even
Slurpees.
Slurpees.
Slurpee.
Oh yeah, I remember you had all those Slurpee cups, right? Do you still have those?
Well, those were from 7-Eleven. Those were 7-Eleven. But
Yeah,
Burger
yeah,
King
Slurpee
had
kit.
a Ice Age Slurpee, and that was like my first time ever having a Slurpee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
but you
Ice
have.
Age Slurpee.
Do you still have those 7-Eleven cups, Mr. Oyman?
I'm drinking out of an Iron Man 2 Black Widow.
There
cup
you
right
go. Oh, there you go. I
nice.
remember. I remember your collection of those.
I actually ended up buying those straws when Iron Man came out. Like it was like the
First
What
Iron
was
Man
it?
and the first Hulk or Incredible
Yeah.
Hulk. They had like these
Yeah.
Slurpee cups that would move around, and you get the straws with the little characters on them.
Okay.
yeah, I
Was-
love those.
Was I the only one who, no matter how many times it happened, and like I wouldn't learn my lesson, I would always order when the ice cream guy showed up, like El Paletero or something. I would order
Hell yeah.
the
Yep.
Spider-Man dang popsicle brand, terrible popsicle
Awful.
with those.
With the
I don't
gumball?
even. Yeah, with the gumballs.
Fucking
Why?
gumball
Yeah,
eyes.
why-
Gumball eyes.
And the worst part
Gumball
is,
eyes.
they should have at least put him like upside down so that gumball eyes are at the end of it. But since it's like the top of his eyes and they're usually placed above his eyes, you get to the gumballs right off the bat, and you're like, well, now I got cold gum in my mouth, and I gotta
Ugh.
finish this popsicle that looks like somebody smushed or destroyed Spider-Man. And no
Yeah.
matter how many times that I would end up being like, I hate this popsicle. Why am I eating it? I was still
Yeah.
went back and chose that one just because it was, gosh darn, Spider-Man.
If it wasn't
Marketing.
Spider-Man, it was a Ninja Turtle. Like
Yeah, it was a Ninja
Yeah,
Turtle.
yeah.
But no, SpongeBob from SpongeBob.
Yeah, but-
Gotta-
Or the
gotta
very
do
rare
SpongeBob.
Wolverine one. I've only saw that once, but it was just as bad.
What?
Yeah, there was a Wolverine one. He looked nothing like Wolverine once you got the popsicle. but it,
Batman with long ears or something. It was
yeah, it was terrible.
I did like the I did like the little cup ones though too that looked like kind of like a snow one of those cones, and it was like it gave you a little stick and you had to like kind of chip it off, and there was a gumball at the very bottom of it. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I remember those. Again,
oh my
though,
god, those.
gum and ice cream, not the best idea.
Oh yeah, not the best.
No.
Especially
was
because
really
it wasn't
hard.
even like good gum either. It was just like the cheapest they could put in there.
Like zebra gum. Do you guys remember
Even
zebra
worse.
gum?
Hard zebra gum. And again, they
Zebra gum.
the eyes never aligned. I don't know why he had to have little circular gumballs when his eyes aren't even circular. But if they still make those, I wish they could make them better nowadays. Learn from
What
your
were they
mistake.
called?
They were just
Fruity
called
Tooties?
popsicles.
Fruity
Yeah.
Tootie gum?
Oh, you're talking
Oh,
about the zebra gum? I don't know.
Yeah. It was like a fruity gum. They
Yeah.
only
Fruity,
lasted like
yeah.
about 10 seconds.
Yep, and then
I
it's
love
The
gone.
those
flavor
things.
was
So
so
good, and it lost
good.
their
It was
flavor so
yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I wish they would get back into collaborations like and I know Mr. Bruce Banner in the comments, how you doing, man? But he did agree
Double.
when the Hulk Nuggets were brought up. I would, if they bring back some Hulk Nuggets, I would, for She-Hulk or something, I would totally buy
Oh, I thought
an
he was
order, though.
agreeing
From
about
Burger
the,
King,
the
I
Yeah,
black
but
shit.
McDonald's doesn't do those anymore.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
well,
And now
bring back Burger
McDonald's does the
King.
Marvel
Burger
stuff.
King, make me
Yeah.
go
Burger
back to
King.
you. I don't.
Marvel owns Disney, or Disney owns
Oh.
what do you call it? McDonald's.
They don't know McDonald's.
They
What
don't
you
own.
talking about?
They don't own it, but I mean, like, they have an exclusive thingy where
Deal
they
with
did.
them.
They used to do all the Marvel stuff and DC stuff. All of that would always be at Burger King, and then Marvel only. Or
Yeah,
sorry,
but
McDonald's
distribution
would
rights
keep
are still at Universal, so Universal makes something happen.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe.
Hulk
Universal
Nuggets.
get a-
Don't make them
get
out of
a-
the Hulk dogs, though. That'd be gross.
They're just like they were just jumbo chicken nuggets, and you dipped them in the green ketchup, and they were Hulk nuggets.
Yeah.
Keep it simple,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, anything to slap a known IP on, but it worked.
So I would rather do. I'd rather dip them in wasabi. That would be better than.
Oh,
getting
hell no.
Real Hulk.
No,
nuggets.
no.
What the hell?
That's worse. Ugh.
But
Then it'd be like green nuggets coming out of your ass. That wasn't the same. It wasn't the same.
so we are
Rabbit
reaching the
poops.
2-hour
We got
mark.
2 people watching.
Yeah,
I'm
we
one
are
of them.
we are reaching the 2-hour mark. So let's just go on to the last section. Toys, action figures, man. What did y'all have growing up? And do y'all have any of those still with you?
Yes.
Or like what was your favorite one growing up? Like we'll start off with you, Mr. Joestar, and then we'll go work our way down.
Yes.
That
So
is
one
like,
of
I'm
the
ready for this.
like I have like a couple because I used to go to the dollar store a lot, but definitely like an OG like metallic X-Men figure, and I do have a Venom one. I had a Kingpin one. I do have 2 Wolverines, and I think I still have my Gambit, and they're all like the shit, but like still like my OG metallic X-Men figures. And you know what? I actually just went to Movie Trading Company and I saw them, and they're in a pack of 20. Like it's like a couple of them, and it's $20. And I was thinking about buying them, but I was like, I need to get paid first. But definitely that, and also when the Marvel, like when Spider-Man 1 came out, I actually have like the original figures that what is it, Toy Wiz came out with, and like it was the Spider-Man one with the billboard, and it's like the Daily Bugle and stuff like that, and you can have like you can literally move all of his fingers individually. So
That
I
was
had
the
Spider-Man like
2 superposable Spider-Man.
yeah,
That was awesome.
and
that was my jam.
yeah, and like I still have mine, and I always made them like flick people off, so it was really cool.
Same thing.
Also, like I used to, which I really do feel pretty bad because, like, I mean, one of my exes was like, "Hey, you're too old for figures, so you need to get rid of them," and I did, and it was stupid. Because like some of those figures are actually worth a lot of money, and I gave a lot of that to my nephew, and he no longer has any of those at all. But I had like collected from like my my allowance. It was like the Professor X, Nightcrawler, Deathstroke or Deathlock. I can't remember what was his name.
Deathlock.
And Deathlock, okay, and Elektra with Doctor Strange,
With that big old
Bullseye,
cloak.
yeah, Bullseye, Gray Hulk. But anyway, like if
Wow.
you collected a good amount of these, like guess what? They made like a really huge figure, and like I had Galactus, like an original Galactus, and he was huge. He was like about maybe like 2 feet tall, and
Well,
it was
there's a new one coming out that is actually almost that tall, but
Oh yeah, I
it was
saw.
about 15 inches or so. But
Oh yeah, something. Yeah.
I only ever got a couple of parts of Galactus just laying around because I never got all the figures in the way.
Oh man, I did
Like,
collect them all.
Professor
Yeah, it
X,
was.
Nightcrawler, and I was like, dang, I really wish I had the rest of this guy so I could put him together. I had like an arm and his torso.
Oh damn, that sucks.
Wow.
But yeah, I had those for the longest time up until she came into my life, and then she's like, "Yeah, you need to get rid of them," and I did like an idiot, and now I'm in the never-ending quest to find them all again.
Hey, it just gives
Or I
you
mean, if somebody wants to give them to me,
yeah,
hey,
it gives you something new,
you
new
people
to look
out there.
forward to,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can reserve that new Galactus though. This thing's gonna be huge. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm
What
so
about-
excited.
What about you, JT?
$500, baby.
Do you remember have any memories of a specific one?
Not to my knowledge. No, I don't think I had a lot of action figures growing up. Right, Miss Cap? I don't remember that.
No, I just remember stealing your Spider-Man action figure for
Oh man.
to date one of my Barbies. I think at one point in life,
Yeah. Get
Spider-Man
with the
dated one of my
Barbie.
Barbies in my life
Okay.
in my room. I know that much.
Spider-Man finally
That and-
scored.
That and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I remember
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure.
So,
Well, that's what the big secret was, Miss Cat. When you said you ain't ready, it was that's why JT doesn't remember because he took his Spider-Man. He's like so many lost
Yeah.
memories.
Damn, Barbie got some good taste though. I mean, she dated
Yep,
Spider-Man and she dated Obi-Wan. I mean,
Obi-Wan. That's pretty impressive.
shit, she be
Yeah.
slinging it.
To be fair, though, at least she ain't a gold digger though, because both of those guys are usually broke.
The broke.
Yeah. One became homeless very quickly.
Yeah, he
and
lives in a
was hunted
tunnel.
down by the Empire.
Yeah, he was living in a cave without the box of scraps.
And then
But-
Barbie came along and she's like, "Hey, you want to go out?" I
Showing
got like
up-
a tour guide.
Showing up in her Corvette. Yeah, she's a sugar mama.
Yeah, her little boy toy Spider-Man, and then her main man Obi-Wan at home, who's like,
There we go.
Bobby, I sense that you've been out late with a young boy. Is that true, Bobby?
What about you, Mr. Oyman? I know you got to have something still from your childhood that
Oh
you.
yeah, I'm holding it right now.
What you holding? Because
My
we can't
number
see.
one figure. My number one figure was for a long ass time, for at least like 5 or 6 years, was Archangel figure from
Oh
Man, I know what you're talking about.
the one with the silver wings. That
Yep.
they ended up
Ooh.
breaking on me, so I just played with the figure itself, the
Yeah.
Archangel figure without the wings.
We always
and
made.
I brought that thing with me everywhere.
Yeah, it's the one that
Is it
we
the
used to
small
always
one?
make to spin, right? That you could
The
like.
6-inch figure. It's like a Marvel Legend. Basically.
Yeah, it's a Marvel Legends one that.
yeah, he would spin it. Yeah, he did the helicopter. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, that one.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
That was
cool.
it was that guy, and then a Spider-Man 2 Spidey figure that I went through a couple of them, but yeah, that posable one you were talking about that came with the billboard, I had that one. That one came with me all the way to New York.
Yeah, see,
Dang.
I wish I would have kept a lot of mine because I had a bunch of Spider-Man. I even had a Punisher one that I loved, and he went through the work,
Which one?
man. I think it was
Legend one probably.
probably a Legends one. Yeah, he came with like an M16 and a M9, and it was like the one where he had
Oh.
the white gloves and the white boots. And I thought it was
And
like
it came with it came with a stand that was like the alleyway or whatever.
I think so.
I that's the one that I that was another one that I own.
But like he ended
Still
up
have
like
mine.
eventually he just ended up with like one leg and missing, and then one of his hands was.
no.
Well, again,
Oh,
I
no.
played the crap out of that action figure, and same with my Spider-Man.
Broke a lot of mine.
I
So
would have never played with you.
the
I would
only
have never played with you.
I played rough, man. When my action figures
I would have
went down,
slapped you.
when my action figures went down, they went down. They no punches were held, man.
Oh God.
But
I
Who
played
did you lose
differently.
out to? Who did you have your Punisher fight, Puta, that made him lose all of his limbs?
I think it was one of the creatures from Spawn. Like it was like a big hulking Spawn creature.
Yeah, yeah.
He had his
Nice.
head missing already, but he had like claws and shit. And I made it to where he was like beating down on the Punisher, and the Punisher still won, but one of the slams that I did was too hard, and like the Punisher's leg just went like woo up in the air, and
Oh no.
so I didn't, and I never found a replacement for him. The only ones that I have kind of kept are at my parents' house, and I think my mom made me. She's like, "You need to pick these up or something." But they're my
Pick 'em up. I want to see them.
they're my Marvel Lego collection. Like those are the only ones that didn't get destroyed and what's it called? No, they were great. I used to build the sets and put the minifigures on little stands and such, but all my other ones they actually got used and abused, and the only one I could say that I wish I got more of, but my parents, because I was probably terrible about where I sprayed and everything, was y'all remember those little gauntlets for like the Spider-Man movie? That you would put the
With the
can,
silly string and the
Yep.
water.
Oh
and you would
yeah.
just like, ooh, I would literally
Remember
just
those.
grab my Halloween mask, and not even the rest of the suit, just the Halloween mask, and pretend I'm Spider-Man doing the round. So I was like hitting the speakers that my dad bought, and just probably tormenting my poor parents with spraying that stuff anywhere and everywhere I could. And they never bought me more refill cans. They either pretended like
Same.
they were like, oh no, they don't sell them anymore. They're like,
You're talking about the silly string.
yeah, the silly
from first
string.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, you can play with
So-
the water one, Jonathan, but you have
Yeah.
to play with it outside. I was
Yeah.
like, if I'm gonna play outside, then I may as well have the silly string.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like,
I ran out of that day one.
yeah,
Me
my
too.
my parents bought me one refill after the other, like after I finished the one that came with the toy, and then after that they're like, nope. They were like make up excuses as to why we couldn't get it, or not take me down the aisle, and my dad would be like, oh yeah, no, I checked, they didn't have any. Let's go to the register. But no, that's the one I remember the most. I had such a fun time because it made you feel like Spider-Man, even though you had like
Yeah.
a giant can the size of your forearm attached to you, and
Had his
Yep.
glove. He had
and
him shooting at the
yeah, it's
glove.
like
So-
as a kid you don't care if it's not like
Yeah.
super accurate, but it was
Yeah,
awesome.
super authentic.
It was awesome to me. But and I would like to, I guess, apologize to my parents if I tormented them with spraying that type of stuff just all over the house and in the backyard and such. But you know what, kids will be kids.
Yeah.
With that being said, I guess we'll wrap this episode up because we are past the 2-hour mark. But I don't know. I just, again, after having a whole week of being busy and such like that, I thought we'd come over here and just shoot the shit and talk about the good old days with some of the stuff we grew up on. But I had a lot of fun, and I would like to go ahead and thank the listeners that came in and stopped by and checked out this episode. Sorry for the technical difficulties and such like that. Hopefully we'll get those fixed by next week. And there's not another Windows update. But of course, I would like to thank you guys, the panel, Mr. Johnny Joestar, JT, Miss Cap, and Mr. Oyman. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys and just have some fun with y'all, man. It really means a lot that y'all could be here. Slucious, you need to get your shit fixed. It would have been awesome if you could
Yep.
come here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a part of me is glad that your phone broke, because then this episode probably would have made it to 3 hours long instead of 2 hours. I do appreciate you stopping by though, Slucious, and making the attempt. Hopefully we could get you back on for a future episode. Not next week though, because next week I know I don't want full rant JT style.
I don't even know if I want to do that.
Because what's it called? We'll be for sure have our first thoughts and see what did happen and came out on She-Hulk, and let's hope for the best. Prepare for the worst, I guess, but let's hope for the best, guys. I know Slucious won't be there, but I'm hoping that the rest of you can. But until then, of course, I hope everyone has a fantastic